Alright. That's crazy. Hey, what's up, Chief? How's it going? I turned down my settings a little bit. I think it was a little too much for my streaming. But yeah, this is big screen in the VR world. You can get on it with like an Oculus Quest or a PC-based VR headset, and it's pretty dope. The headset that I'm wearing is a HP Reverb. In here you can like watch movies, play games, watch stuff in 3D, like you know, movies in 3D and shit. You can chat with people, create your own rooms. Yeah, like see there's like campaign talk. People are putting like movies in here like Scoob here. People even watch porn in here. Yeah, they got like drunk music. There's like rooms for smoking, like if you smoke weed. All kinds of stuff, man. They got a Star Wars marathon going on. There's just weed smoking music. Just anything you could possibly do. They have these like movies you can buy if you want to watch them, but nobody really does it. Then over here, if you go TV, just all these things have content for free that you can watch. And there's like other pages, like sports, and there's news, and there's movie channels right here, like Mystery Science Theater. You can watch Addams Family all day if you want, anime, thrillers. There's some news. Here's like some music channels and stuff like Space and NASA. Space does like, it's just like a space channel, and then NASA do like the SpaceX stuff and their launches. Yeah. So you got all that stuff going on. Then you got like the public rooms over here. They got karaoke. Like they do all kinds of stuff, man. My bad. I'm back.
I'm thinking about starting a discussion about aliens.
Oh, did you hear the Pentagon said that they have off-world vehicles and they're going to start releasing their information on them and their crash site information? It was
I have not heard, but I do know that they did officially release, you know, videos and or documents stating that they have, you know, what they call it, seen UFOs. I mean, they don't know what they are, obviously, but they officially released that. And I'm like,
yeah, it was in Popular Mechanics and some other outlets. They gave official statements too.
Like, this
lady is finding all that
major news.
What now?
I say, is that where that doctor's getting all of that alien DNA?
I don't know, but the Pentagon said they had off-world vehicles, so that's pretty crazy.
It's pretty cool.
That's basically them saying like we have stuff that isn't from here that's a vehicle.
But is that corroborated? Because is it coming from reliable sources?
It's coming from the Pentagon. It was an official statement. Now, see what the Pentagon did, like, what was it, like a year ago? They like, have you heard about To the Stars Academy?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, so the Pentagon partnered up with To the Stars Academy and basically was like, we don't want to just like come out and just like tell people stuff. We kind of just want to slowly like fed in so people don't freak out. And To the Stars Academy has been like taking stuff and just like slowly, that they're the ones who are responsible for that Navy video that came out, that came from the Pentagon.
What was the Navy?
It was like 3, what was it, F-16s, and they were chasing down a UFO, and it was doing like 130 knots towards the wind and like spinning and dropping altitude by like 20,000 feet within a second. And they were just like chasing it for like 30 minutes. Yeah. So they released that first, and then like nobody was really picking up traction on it. So like they came out and was like, look, we have off-world vehicles and we have crash stuff. We're gonna start releasing it to the public.
I feel like if there was a year to release like information like we have alien aircraft or alien technology, it'd be 2020, wouldn't it? I mean, this is
Yeah.
enough. Why not?
Right, but I mean, for them to just make that fucking statement officially, like to like members of the press, is like just insane. But nobody even cares because like so much is going on.
I still don't even believe it. I'd have to get. I mean, I'll look it up like just to make sure it's collapsed.
Yeah, it was in Popular Mechanics was the big one they released it to, but it was in some other news outlets too.
Yeah, I definitely read that article.
Only one I know that
I posted it on my Instagram.
Collaborated is, you know, the one where they're saying that they have documents of sightings of UFOs and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy, man.
Which that alone is a big
But,
thing because they.
I mean, even our, like, top scientists and stuff and astrophysicists and stuff say, like, it's definitely a thing, probably. Like, you're more likely to have that. So, like, I don't know. To me, it's like, what else is out there that's probably true? You know what I'm saying?
I just want to know what kind of crazy technology that they're holding back that could like transform the entire planet and make it a better place.
I think what one of the reasons why they wanted to start releasing stuff to the public that I think I read in that article was that they don't really exactly know how to go about reverse engineering things and stuff. So like that's what normally they do. Like they'll sit there on something for 20, 30 years and try to like manipulate it and try to figure out how it works. And if they don't, then they move it to the private sector. Or they'll create something new and then move it to the private sector for the private sector to make a thing. You know, like mail did it, the phone did it, internet did it. You know, those are all government things. And then they put out like bounties. So it's like, if you could be the first person to run a telephone line for 1,000 miles, we'll give you X amount of grant money to keep doing it. You know, and then they flush the public sector for that stuff. So people go and get them contracts and do it. Same thing happened with planes. It was like, build a plane. Okay, you got the contract. Make a plane that can hold more than 2 people. Okay, you got the contract. Make a plane that can carry a ton of mail. You know? Like, that's how they always done stuff, so this will probably be the same.
I just can't wait until, like, the power shortage, the problem with, generating electricity isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And the other thing is we've had stuff like that. They just won't allow you to get patents for things like that. It's money. Like some things could disrupt the whole economy, and you don't want to do that either. You know, like.
I mean, I'm a little skeptical about that. I mean, I've never seen anyone actually offer. I mean, I can understand why there might not be any proof because they've hidden it, but the thing is, still isn't proof. So it's not substantiated enough for me to say it definitely exists.
Right. Well, my thing I always say to people is like, whether you believe in conspiracy theories or not, there's been actual conspiracies that are real and true that's happened from our federal government. Like when we were gonna fake drone a plane to Cuba, like that was a real fucking thing we're gonna do. You know, like they do this stuff. It's just like, which one's real? Because now we got all this crazy stuff mixed in with real stuff. How do we get out, the truth out of it all? And it kind of becomes impossible when everybody's just so skeptical. But I think of it like as American folk tales. This is the modern folk tales nowadays. The tall tales. Bigfoots and chupacabras and aliens and conspiracies. Like, they're good legends and stories to tell,
By now, the world could be completely off of fossil fuels if we went, like, with advanced nuclear power. And
Yeah.
there's been huge amounts of bad press for nuclear, but we even today have nuclear power plants that can shut themselves down like without any intervention. So they're much safer than they used to be, and we have, new designs that are incredibly safer than even what we have today.
Yeah.
And way more efficient. And
Yeah.
it feels like there's an effort to keep this technology from being proliferated, everywhere. Because we definitely could have been off of fossil fuels by now, and electricity probably would have been way cheaper than it is today.
Well, the big problem we have now is the EMP threat. That puts huge threats across America when you start talking about nuclear. So, like, hey, what's up, Jivix?
Like what?
So, if you EMP the Eastern Seaboard that's filled with nuclear power plants, right? They all go offline and go unstable, and there's nothing that you can do about it, and just massive amounts of radiation just leak into the United States.
But the new what do they call Generation 4s, they will not have that problem. They naturally shut themselves down regardless of what happens to them. If there's
if that's true, then hell yeah.
it naturally shuts itself down. Not even like told to. It naturally does it itself.
Yeah, and then we also got to think about the implications of what do we do with the dead nuclear cells from all these cars and planes and stuff. What do you do with that?
Well, we can use batteries for cars. We just can't provide batteries for every home in America. It's just too much, oil that would be required to make them. But we could definitely make enough batteries just for like cars and transportation and stuff.
I'll say it like this. See, like I'm a big pusher for like getting off oil, but at the same time, like it's such an abundant supply and it doesn't seem to really be going anywhere. Like they said, peak oil was gonna happen like 15 years ago. It never did. We just keep finding more oil because, like, they realized like, okay, it's just basically dead material that's sat for a while. So now we have synthetic oil. You can make it now. They found out how to just make it. So like, it's so cheap to do now that.
It's like really bad for our atmosphere to burn.
Well, it's bad for our atmosphere to burn in terms of people who live on coastal cities, but plant life, ocean life, all that stuff benefits from more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. During the prehistoric era, it was twice the times of amount of CO2 in the atmosphere than we do now, and everything just got bigger and more luscious. It just sucks for people who live on coastlines because you have less coastlines. That's why it's a problem. And then most of the major cities are on the coastlines, so they worry about it,
I personally, I just pander to the whole global warming stuff, but I really just want electricity to be cheaper.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, nuclear is the only way we can get there sooner than later.
Yeah.
Cheaper electricity. It's going to take us probably many decades before we get to fusion.
Yeah.
We could do nuclear now and better and cheaper than we've ever done before. It's just there's a whole lot of politics involved.
Yeah, there's actually a company that's real close to getting the fusion thing. They said in their own words, they said within 5 to 10 years. They said they're really close to it. It's a company in Canada, I believe.
We'll see.
Yeah. Many have tried, many have failed. But the thing is, what's up?
I
heard you got banned.
Yeah, I got banned.
Only from your videos, that's why. I know.
Oh, no. I got banned from big screen.
Yeah, I heard you got banned for 3 days and didn't tell you why.
No, it was just basically, we've had numerous reports. Basically politics. People on the left like to report people for being Trump supporters. I can't help it.
That's bullshit.
I mean, it happens.
People do that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I don't know any Trump supporter that would report like someone who is like some other supporter.
Right, it just doesn't happen. I'm sure it does sometimes, but not as often,
If you don't agree with their
It's like a white unicorn.
Yeah. I mean, if someone was in there chatting with me about politics and we had a heated argument and I ended up hating that person, I would never just be like, oh, reporting. That's just his beliefs.
We get in some arguments.
Yeah, we're
And
still
like,
friends. I mean, that's just how it should be, you know? Like, just because you believe one way doesn't mean you gotta hate the fucking person, you know? Like,
The people who are like that are the cancel culture type people.
Mhm.
It's really fucking
we were just
disgusting.
talking
Those
about that
people
in the other
are the
room.
worst of all humanity.
yeah.
In the other lobby that I can't fucking get back to, we were talking about the Me Too movement and how some of the shit is bullshit.
It's almost all bullshit.
Cancel
Well, it's like,
it's like they're fucking Nazis.
I mean, there's some people that probably have issues, but like, most of that Me Too stuff's just crazy. It's like you're gonna come after somebody like 20-something years later. Like, that's not Me Too thing. That's just jumping on the train of trying to get some money. What's up, Crash Right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Cool.
So what's this whole thing I hear about people being able to connect to this without an account? Does it show on their username like they have a guest account?
Well, you can create your own name every time you go in here. So like right now, if I wanted to, I could change my name. Like, so it's just basically that.
have you updated Big Screen?
Have I updated it? I think it automatically updates, but I can usually tell because, like, usually when they update, everything goes fucking crazy and people start crashing and we have audio
That's what I've been
problems.
getting. I've been on here since 1:30 and I've crashed 3 times already.
They keep trying to optimize for, like, the quest and the go, and, like, every time they do it, it just
I don't
fucks things
understand
up.
people who are on Big Screen, but they're not very good coders.
Well,
Quest
it's
is
like a
always
team of
gonna
like 15
crash
people,
before.
so
If 50 people can't get it together,
15.
15?
Mhm.
I say 50.
It sounded like it.
How do you know that?
So my friends and I know the devs and stuff, and
They sometimes join and make channels and stuff.
yeah,
Are you talking about Mr. Bean?
Mr. Bean's one of the people that may know. I'm talking about like Weapon X, Thrombar, me.
Oh, I know everybody. You're talking about the Australian group.
Yeah. And then there's also a video on YouTube somewhere where they had like an interview with the guy who created Big Screen, and he was like talking about they have a very small staff and shit.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. It's been going on. This beta's been going on for like 5 years.
I wonder
Oh,
when they're
it's
gonna
still in
finally add friends lists. 'Cause that's been like the biggest request since the beginning of this app.
I think they'll get to it, but their main mission right now, from what I hear, is trying to get more people onto the platform. So, like, getting PlayStation 4 and VR in, getting more things like the Oculus headsets in, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get more people into it, like, optimizing it for that. And then once they get more people coming in, then they'll do the friends list stuff. Because right now, like, you maybe have, like, 30 or 20,000 people who actually maybe use Big Screen, you know. It's a very small number in terms of the world.
Oh, Pistol Pete made a room. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Yes. See ya.
So who owns Big Screen?
I don't know his name, to be honest.
But it isn't like a corporate thing or a startup?
Okay, so it was just a startup, but Paramount came in and gave them, I think it was like $5 million a year to develop this more, like investing in it. So, like, I guess Paramount kind of became the big dogs, but I think Big Screen runs it.
Interesting. Can you see when I nod?
Yeah.
Or is that not cool? You know how they developed the whole thing? Is it like Unity or is it some other?
I think it's a combination between OpenXR and Unity. That would be my guess, but I was thinking more of OpenXR. Because, like, most of the models and stuff aren't like Unity stuff because they're, like, more low res. But they probably use Unity as, like, a back end. So, I don't know. Like, everything on the outside's, like, 1 pixel. So, like, if I fly out there and you see the storm going on out there, you can never reach it, which tells you it's 1 pixel. So, like, the only thing that's, like, really tangible is this room. Like, once you go out the doors, you see, like, a lobby out there and stuff, but that's, like, a pixel, too. Once you get to the end of that carpet out there, it just turns black. And that's more of, like, an OpenXR thing. But, like, the way it launches, it tells me Unity, so I don't know. One of those two.
By pixel, you mean like just a picture?
Yep.
I've never heard of it said that way.
Oh, yeah.
To me, a pixel is a singular dot.
Yeah, in the sense of, like screens and stuff. Yeah, but, like, when you refer to, like, a game and you put, like, a world up and stuff, like skyboxes and stuff, a lot of them call them pixels, like 1 pixel, 2 pixel. 2 pixel would be, like, 2D. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, Dad, is that
And there's, like, 3D and stuff, so you'd be, like, 1 to 3 pixels. I don't know. I've heard people.
That confuses me to death. I would use the word texture at most.
Yeah.
What the heck is this?
It's a social app that you can watch movies on.
I don't like talking to people. Go away.
Okay.
Dude, that looked like my dad.
You're literally a human and you can't talk to people. That's funny.
I was like, Dad, is that you?
So what happens when you go into the other spaces, like the chat and the rooms that say chat and...
They're different environments and you'll find different people talking and doing different things.
Like, one person hosts it and they can put things on the display for people to see and listen to and whatnot.
But it's basically...
Oh no. I thought I got in there. Check out karaoke for a second. Damn. You still there, Chief? Damn.
I can't hear if anybody's talking to me,
Good.
so.
Monkey, say your name.
Monkey?
Okay, good.
Monkey.
Why do I say your name?
Say
I
your
don't
name.
want squeakers in here.
Monkey's got a good friend.
Oh, I gotcha.
Hey,
Don't touch me. Don't touch me, eh? Don't touch me.
Monkey.
Don't fucking
I like that.
don't
That's
touch me.
Don't worry, I'm over 21.
Oh, is that what you
And
were
talk
concerned
about
about?
Yay.
There's a kid in here
Man,
the
chat
other night.
roulette is
8
slow.
years old.
Seriously?
I
Yeah. What?
dude, that's a yes.
You got 3 buttholes.
Yes.
He's like, I got one vote.
Dude, dude, that's a yes.
Oh,
Say
my
yes. Say pay money. Do it.
It's only 1 month. Come on, $10.
Oh,
What's that,
yeah.
one lunch
Oh,
meal?
yeah, dude.
Lunch.
Oh hell yeah! Look
Someone
at that
wants
beer.
to send me some money, I'll do it.
Fun and relationship would be good.
Who's that guy?
artist. It's xxxkyle87xxx. Oh, what's up? Oh, Sean, Peter, and Dancer, bro. Winston, Daryl, bro. He looks like James Charles. He's the new James Charles.
Thomas.
Hey,
Goddamn,
brother.
Ben.
What's up?
Colin.
I'm not
me
Colin.
your
What the
PayPal.
fuck is that flex? His arm is
What?
tiny.
Message me your PayPal on Discord.
Oh.
Well, no, maybe.
It's,
Hey. How do I join the Discord? How do I want to join the
Discord leaks. Discord leaks.
Alright.
How do I join the Discord? I want to join the Discord. It seems
It's in
like
the
a
corner.
the link at
It's
the
in the
bottom right.
corner.
Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm gonna go type that in.
Seems to be boring that other in the lobby.
The children.
AR Kinsley. I wanna die.
They're just gonna get worse from here.
What's up, JoJo?
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going? How's it going?
Alright, Kyle. Yes. Go, bro.
Where did she go?
What's up, Evolution?
Political debate.
Oh yeah, she's underground.
Yeah, I'm back. I got banned for 3 days.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's like my 3rd time.
I mean,
For what?
Kazum, at least he's being
Um,
educated on the ways how to make a child.
Politics.
So he knows whenever he gets older.
Yeah. I've gotten to it probably with everybody in here, so I mean.
Wait, Kyle. Wait, is that
They
Kyle?
can't handle it, man. They
Yeah,
can't
is that
handle
Kyle?
facts, man.
Yeah.
Is that Kyle?
It
Is
is.
hey, Kyle.
What's
I was
up?
just watching the stream. I
Were you?
watched it like 5 times today.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Fire Bunny, by the way.
Okay.
My name.
I'm on Twitch right now streaming, so if you want to go there and follow there, you can. It's Kyle vs. World on there too.
I did not think I'd be running into you.
So how's it going, man?
Where'd Kazum go?
Oh my god, stop it.
Hello, Kazum.
Which stream did you watch today?
Let me get my
I
knife
watched
first.
the. Well, I think I might have just exited on my phone.
That's probably playing Warzone.
Nice.
I have to go back to it so I can read the name of it.
Oh man, there's a game that
So I
just
watched.
came out to
I
play.
watched fully the one that I was in.
Yeah.
And then I watched another one.
Is it Onward? Onward just come out.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that.
I just purchased it.
Is it good?
I haven't played it yet, but I saw one of the YouTubers play the game, and he was with 3 other people.
I'm playing.
So it's
virtual
co-op, I guess
reality.
that's the name of it. So
Yeah.
you can play with PC people as well.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it was the Warzone live stream.
Okay. Hey Wildcat, do me a favor, man. Go follow me on Twitch. I'm trying to build that channel too.
I have a Twitch also.
I have a Twitch also.
I don't have Twitch.
It's the same thing. It's Kyle vs. World.
I almost have 1,000 followers too.
Maybe I should hire
Get away.
my gaming PC.
Get away.
Hybrid liquid cooling is what I'm looking into.
Trust me, I don't.
Yeah, I got an AIO on mine.
Kyle, only. I wish Kyle was in here whenever the kid realized it was porn music. I wish he was in here. If you were that would have
Bow,
been a
chicka,
funny
bow,
moment.
bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Pornhub played and he was like, this kid was like, why are you playing porn music?
Yep. Straight up.
A baby. I'm like, dude, how do you know what the fuck that is?
Hey man, it's the world of the interwebs. They all know what everything is now.
The interwebs.
Assumed my age. Wait up. I don't need to know that.
Did you find it, Wildcat?
Well,
She was vanished.
I just remembered I don't have
Yo,
Twitch.
Kyle.
You should get it. What's up?
Me and my
Where's
girlfriend are
Kazum?
watching your stream right now.
Hell yeah, on Twitch?
Come out from under the ground, please.
Barely watch.
Oh no, I have to
Hell
run.
yeah.
I have to run. I knew it.
I'll
Hey,
support it.
Kazum, I have a question.
Fuck yeah.
How old did you say you were? I need to know for
34.
There was a 17-year-old that sounded the exact same. It sounded the exact same as you.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well,
I'm 34.
well, the FBI is gone. Well, the FBI is gone
and
now.
the 17-year-old sounded like.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So he's typing.
Oh, he trolled you.
Oh, you-
I was thinking about what I was about to say.
She's like a sprinkler.
Yeah, I am.
More like a demon.
Thanks.
Hey, what's up?
She spun her head and all this other stuff.
You just got an Oculus, hell yeah. That's what's up.
Can you play?
You're gonna be in here in no
That'll
time.
make my day a lot better.
A lot better.
It makes my day better.
Oh no.
A lot better.
I wonder what parts you have to put in a PC to make it
A lot
compatible
better.
for
Yes,
VR.
Kinsley.
Better. A lot
You need to know what you need to put in your PC.
Get away! Get away!
Yeah, I wanted to get.
I'm
I
gonna touch
definitely
your
want to
head.
get out about that, and maybe the
Hi.
i9 X series or something like that for a
Okay.
processor. Intel.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, what PC do you have right now?
Queso.
None.
Oh, okay.
Queso is cheap.
Unless
Later, guys.
oh, you guys stream too? You stream, Rook?
Why?
Where's he at?
Why do you
Yeah, I'm
always
over
be
here.
above
Where are you
my
at?
face?
On Twitch?
Yeah, I'm on Twitch. I'll be in your chat though.
Hell yeah.
Put your butt in my
Go ahead and
You like it?
you guys followed. If you followed, I'll go follow you guys later when I get off.
face. This last time.
But
Like it, Drew?
Hey Kyle, you know something?
what's
Fine,
up?
Maybe I do.
I'm pretty sure either one or two of my friends might have subscribed to you because I told them that I was inside one of your live streams,
Yeah.
and they went and subscribed.
Oh, cool, man.
Uh,
That's what's up. I appreciate all the love, man. I really do. Yeah. That's why I like big screens. Good community.
Was that you? Or was that? Kazzo, are you okay?
But Palmer, go Ryzen. Don't go Intel. It's cheaper.
All right.
And you can
I need to exit
you
out
can
of the game. I
VR
don't
on a
wanna exit
Ryzen
out of the
desktop with a
game.
PC-based headset with at least like you can get in cheap and get like a RX 560, but I don't know if the Quest will link up with the 560. You probably have to have a 1660 on the Nvidia side.
I'm thinking about I'm gonna be pre-ordering a
Where's Kazum
G2.
gonna reappear?
You're gonna get what?
She reappear. Where could she
G2
possibly
from
reappear?
HP.
Oh yeah. I got the G1. That's what I'm on right now.
Sweet.
Are you okay?
Kinsley, how am I
Wait, what's
dumb?
that? I'm gonna take the Bill
I'm
Belichick
clearly-
approach
I'm
and wait till the whole
Kazum.
frenzy is over with, and then order it.
Yeah.
Where's Kazum?
The G1 JoJo is the first reverb.
Behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
But
really
yeah.
blind.
Because I heard that for the G2, everyone
Why
that
is there so
pre-ordered
much
it,
people
they're
wearing
going to
black?
lower
Why
the.
is there so much people wearing
Some
black?
people are going to get a refund.
People wear
And
whatever
the,
they
Yeah.
want to wear.
how much they paid to pre-order it, like for $5.99, so they might get $100 back or something like that. I don't know.
Dude, if they get it down below 600, dude, that's crazy.
You're
Pre-order
deformed.
for
I need a
$599.99,
mushroom.
but no one said anything about the shipping yet. So
Yeah.
The way you said that, somebody ripped that one.
Hey, I got
Yeah.
my cooler.
Did you?
Anybody,
You got your cooler?
Anybody here asking
my
why I
CPU,
sound like a
I got the
squeaker, but my name's
EVGA.
Wildcat? And anybody
Okay.
With the
asking?
120 single fan.
That's what's up, man.
Guys, I'm chasing after Chasm.
Did you get everything else in?
I'm going to.
So now I'm working on my power
No, that's
supply.
not Chasm.
As soon as I get that, then I can build my frame.
Chasm.
So
Yeah.
I can put it in the box, take it out of the box, put it in.
I said
Yeah.
Chasm.
Yep. So as soon as that power supply, I can start building it.
Where'd Chasm go?
Yeah.
In the middle.
What, did Rook leave? You guys still on the chat?
This kid was like, why can't I have my noodles in the class?
You're yellow.
Casey can't have her grandma's
I can turn down some people.
Can you go all the way up there to the ceiling? Is that possible?
Yep.
Wow.
Oculus shall reunite.
Bam, 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 bam. We gotta eat our controllers. Yeah, I'm eating my controller.
I think I got a better idea for the chat. I'm about to just start pulling up my own little screen and keep it on there.
Here's the future of VR. A custom gaming PC in an all-in-one VR headset.
Shut up. But let me do something
That's what I'm
first.
doing.
Wait, did you just tell me to shut up? Once I get an Oculus.
Oh wait, I can't do that because then you guys won't be able to see it.
I will find you and I will punch you.
I said
Oh
the
my
future
God.
for VR headsets is a custom gaming PC in an all-in-one VR headset. There's the future.
Okay.
So the gaming PC is in the.
Riddick, I have a question.
You know how you do it? You minimize everything.
Riddick, I have a question behind you, mate.
Make everything mini. Imagine a mini 2080 Ti
Riddick.
graphics card.
I think Riddick died.
That'd be
Yes.
Because if they can come out with a computer chip the size of a grain of rice that can process over 6,000 or
Riddick, I have a question.
over 100,000 pieces of information
Oh, Riddick, how
on
did you?
individual.
Okay,
Riddick,
bro. Okay, this is even better.
Oh no, my game crashed. My game crashed.
Contact.
Too much lag, too many people, and my game crashed.
Then it could.
Oh, my game didn't crash. Guys, I need one of you to leave. I'm about to die. My headset is about to blow up. Please help.
We don't care.
Uh-oh.
Processing on this thing. My headset's about to blow up.
But they already have the
Go to the
lenses.
dark
Somebody's
abyss.
about to die in VR for the first time.
Touch my controller.
Uh-oh.
Touch my controller.
Somebody's knocking on somebody's
My
door.
headset's about to blow up.
Repeat that again.
Don't die. Don't die, Wildcat.
I'm about to die, man. My headset's
touch my
about to
controller.
blow up.
I'm not doing it.
Who's on me? Who's on me? Get off. Get off.
I'll try, Kyle.
God. Help. She's touching my controller.
Who's this beat?
Kyle.
He's gonna die.
Touching my controller.
Repeat that again, Drew Dog, about the contact lenses. I had to lower the volume on
I
Oh, okay.
think
Well, they
Kyle's
already have
left,
these
man.
contact lenses
I'm right here.
that you can see images.
I think hasn't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Here.
Check it out, man. Now look at.
Get out of here.
So you know,
that sounded so
in the future, you
weird.
could transfer the image, powerful image from a PC to the lenses that's on your eye, or even the
Help
VR
me,
glasses.
Chasm, help me! I'm
Yeah.
about to die. My headset's gonna explode. Please help.
You're like,
What do you
lying.
call that? If
My
you trans-
headset's about
Hey.
to explode. Oh my god.
putting your butt in my face again,
What
Yeah.
did he go to?
pooping on my
Oh, that's
head.
Kyle.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Just teabagging you.
I'll be AFK, okay?
Alright.
How can he teabag me?
To do a cartwheel with the controllers in my hands.
Only Thumbar does that crap.
Oh, my
I
game
do
crashed.
too.
I'm dead. Oh, my game.
Hey,
You know, with the controllers in my hands.
My computer's trying to block somebody. Hold on.
It's happening right here.
There you go.
Okay, I'm back.
did you just? Hey, do you have a beard? You got a little beard.
Wait, do I
You
have
do.
beard now?
You got a goatee.
Kyle, my headset's gonna explode. How do I fix it?
If it's getting hot, you should probably take it off, charge it without using it.
Damn it.
Wildcat, when you gonna move to a quest?
Kyle, my headset's gonna explode. How do I fix it?
Somebody's
got
going
dead
insane.
face.
Bro, I'm
No, you
giving
don't.
Kyle so much
Oh, you
free
do.
content right now. It's not even funny.
Chasm, is the FBI gone?
Ew.
Yeah, FBI is gone. Let me look under here and see if it's gone. Oh wait.
I
it
don't
was-
know, but right now I'm focused on my
Oh,
headset
hello.
not blowing up. I am lagging like crazy.
Jeez, Mystical. What's
How do you
Mystical doing?
What?
Spin around like that.
Play.
I don't know.
I'll be dizzy
Oh,
already.
Get over here.
Oh my god,
I
going faster.
didn't. Yeah, I read it. I
She's
would.
not
Well, they might
saying
come back to
no.
Pornhub at the age of.
There's are no rooms tonight.
Oh,
The trolling room is up.
Maybe
I
she's
was
in
there
a
a while ago.
Yeah.
And my, I think my game actually just crashed. I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think she's spinning.
Oh, there we go. Now I fixed it.
wait up. Let me do something first.
I'll be back, JoJo. I'm gonna cycle out for a second in the lobby. See who else is in the lobbies.
My phone's
Oh, yeah.
not
Oh god.
nice.
The FBI's back.
Kyle, how do I stop my headset from blowing up?
Put an ice pack on it.
FBI's back.
Yep,
She's had the same look the whole movie, dude.
yeah.
And he still hasn't blinked. I swear. It's clever.
I know. Come back here. I know it's you.
Oh my gosh.
What the hell?
I know it's you. I know it's you. I know it's you. Yes, it is.
Oh, it's not them.
It's two of the same people.
It's you. I know it's you.
Which one's the real person?
Oh my God.
This is so weird.
I know it's you, Aseo. You're the only one that knows my VR chat name. I know it's you. And you're my double ganger.
What's up, Evolution?
What's up?
Wait. Oh, never.
Are you an actual sir, Mr.
You
Lance?
can't fool me.
I'm not an actual sir. My name is Lance.
I just always ask people with sir in their name if they're actually a sir.
Yes, part of my name is right. I am Lance, but I'm not actually a sir.
So why not Sir Lance a lot?
Well, I don't. I mean,
no, because I have a VR chat friend who already has that name.
Yeah, but they're not in big screen.
That's me.
Yeah, but they could have big screen. They could have
Aliens.
big screen if they wanted to.
I'm going to the alien room. It sounds a lot interesting.
It would have already happened.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna happen again.
I did walk in on a nerd conversation, not to interrupt, but
well,
if I could interject, I'm with y'all. It's only a matter of time before some big ass rock just comes and freaking boom, right here, buddy, flattens us.
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
I have one word for you. One word. Can I close my thumb? I guess not. One word for you. Dinosaurs. Boom! Big rock.
Well,
actually, I guess that was 3 words. Dinosaurs. Big rock. That was 2.5.
Can we just nuke the rock before it gets here, though?
It depends on its speed and whether we
And
can
how good our technology is.
If it's heading straight toward Earth and we've never detected it before, like say it's coming from out of our solar system, and if it's big enough and going fast enough, we do not have the technology to do anything about it at this moment.
Yeah, I don't. We can't look out that far.
If it comes into our, if we've seen it and it comes into our solar system and then we determine that it's on a collision course, then we might have enough time to like do something about it. If it's not going to hit us immediately on its first pass, but like, you know, if it would hit us on its first pass, there's nothing we can do about it. We wouldn't have enough time to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Honestly, I think the best thing that we could probably do. Here's the thing: a lot of people think, "Oh, shoot a nuke at it," but why would you shoot a nuke at it as opposed to any other type of missile or multiple missiles?
Because
Like,
nukes
is
would
it-
have enough power to vaporize it instead of just splitting it in half or breaking it off into multiple pieces hitting the Earth.
Okay. Okay. First of all, I'm loving the conversation. I'm fighting with anybody. I'm enjoying the idea exchanges here, so I'm not fighting with anybody. But so you think nuke would be the best way to go?
No, like I've seen the movie Armageddon.
Well, yeah, dude.
Yeah, but
I
that's a
would say
movie.
I would say, dude, we're basing pretty much everything we know off of books and movies and theory, because we've never had.
I've heard the solar sail thing.
So
Yeah, I've heard the solar sail thing where they just like mount sails on it and then the sun just slightly pushes it out of course. Yeah.
I recently watched a documentary that said all the different ways that they were thinking of. Like, if we had enough warning, we could go out and paint it white, and it would veer it off enough to where it wouldn't hit us.
What?
Because of the way the light hits.
Yeah, just slight like let's just put it this way, if the trajectory for Earth, right? Like if it's on that straight line trajectory and it's in space, which was weightless, and you had something pushing it an inch off course every day for like a year, it would veer off course and not hit the Earth, you know.
It wouldn't take much if we had enough warning, but
Yeah.
it's the things that we aren't going to have warning for that really will fuck us over if we don't get off this planet.
The thing that they're saying is here's the deal. I mean, space is so effing big, you know, that the odds that we're ever going to get hit by anything, because it's already happened once, at least once that we know of. It just wiped pretty much everything out. The odds that we're going to get hit again, even in the next 100,000 years, is almost nothing. It's like 0.00000.1.
Yeah, thanks to Jupiter. It pulls in like everything.
Here's an interesting concept about that.
Spaces.
We get
big?
we get hit every day with something.
Well, I know,
It's
dude,
not
but those
big.
are because of soccer balls and baseballs and basketballs, you know,
right?
Or the size of a small car. Okay, dude, I'm talking about something
right.
The size of like several ships, several
Football fields.
Thank you. That's the word.
It's hard to put a percentage on the unknown.
The thing is we're protected by Jupiter. Jupiter pulls most of the big things away from us into it. So, like, if we didn't have Jupiter, we'd be screwed.
Oh, I thought this was the movie Aliens.
Who thinks that 2020 will be the year that the government divulges its like keeping alien technology or something?
I do. But we already talked about it.
I think it's quite likely because of how much shit's going on this year anyway.
Trump's being kind of stupid right now by releasing that.
Hey guys.
It's never stupid to release information.
Yo, can we not do political crap? I don't want to do that.
Alright.
Please and thank you. We can talk about aliens, UFOs, Nazis going into underground and Antarctica, whatever. I just don't want political stuff. I'm sick of the fighting.
So, thoughts on 5G killing people?
I've heard that rumor floating around.
That is so stupid.
Amen to that.
I don't think it has any merit as far as I've looked into it anyway.
Well, I read this thing. It was like from like the German people who like kind of created 5G, and they like abandoned the project because they said that like, it doesn't harm you in the sense of it harms you. Like, it harms you in like ways of like this. Like, it weakens the blood-brain barrier around the brain, which doesn't really do anything to you. But what it does do is like the things that you eat or like the things that you come in contact with, like let's say like somebody's spraying Lysol in the house or something, normally that doesn't make it to your brain. It just like hits your lungs, goes through your blood system, you piss it the fuck out. Where, as in if you weaken the blood-brain barrier, some of that stuff gets through. And that can be harmful to you, like, and stuff like okay, like if you get a vaccine, right, and it's got like mercury in it for like a booster, like how they give what's that one shot, like the MR whatever, the measles, rubella and whatever shot, it's got mercury in it so that like it boosts the fighting chance of your blood cells against whatever's coming. But normally, like, your body just fight that off, where it doesn't go to the brain. But with the 5G, they're saying it could weaken the blood-brain barrier, and that could actually get in and cause problems down the road in a very slow, thought process, going on. And that's why they stopped doing it, because they said there's no way that you can control everybody's environment, and it could just end up being a horrible thing in the long run for people. That's where that rumor comes from, and it was a study that they did, and it's factual. It's just, I don't know if the technology's improved since they did it, and maybe they've worked that out. I don't know, but I know a couple of guys who put up them towers, and by law, they can't be up there for more than 30 minutes. So they have a team of guys, like a bunch on the ground, one or two goes up, one or two comes down, and that's how they, work on these towers. And it's because they can't literally be up there that long because there's so much radiation from it that close.
Well, don't they have the same regulations for like any high power cellular towers?
Well, it's the wavelength. It's not so much what like it is. Like, so like the human body can like withstand like certain wavelengths, like like current stuff today, like it can withstand that to a degree. Like the only really problems you get from stuff like at the current rate of what we have is like sleeping problems, like the blue light that comes off your screen, stuff like that, and disrupts your sleep cycle. But other than that, it really doesn't do anything. Whereas in when you get 5G, the band gets wider, so it interacts with the body more often. And this is all coming from this study or whatever that these guys did. And they say it gets wider, and that affects the body more, so you absorb it more. So it actually has implications on you rather than current stuff,
I think a lot of people are like, what's the point of them upgrading what we have? Seems fast enough anyway, for cellular anyway.
Well, the thing is, 5G isn't for us, right? Like, I mean, they'll sell it to us, right? But because they'll sell anything to you, because people will buy it as long as they say faster or stronger, better. But you really don't need more than a gig up, gig down. And you can get that without any wireless. You can just get the fiber, what I'm saying, or whatever. Or even broadband does it now. You can get a gig up, gig down. It's for things like nanotechnology. It's for things like advanced AI, machine learning. It's for things like robots. It's things for like, basic infrastructure in the new age of technology. So it's not for us. It's so they can implement these things. Like I was watching Future Weapons, and they said they have a smart dust, and they can use it now. It's basically a nano dust, but they can use it now, but they can only use it like for a very short period of time, because like they don't have the energy, two, they don't have like the bandwidth in remote locations. So what this dust does is they can blow up this like little tiny bomb above a city, and this dust falls down, and then they can get like temp, pressure, sound, video, and like a bunch of other stuff like location, GPS, all throughout the city, and you can't even tell that it's there. So for like reconnaissance, this dust is very important to them. So like in order to do this on like a mass scale for a long period of time, they need things like 5G for the bandwidth connections. So like all these things can, like these little dust can talk to each other very fastly and relay the information as fast as possible. Stuff like that.
Nano devices.
Yeah. And so any nano is going to use 5G. Anything like to communicate with like computers is going to use like 5G. Like, you ever heard of the Internet of Things? Do you know what that means?
Sort of.
Okay, so basically it's like not the internet of basic things like that we think of it as, like, you know, it's like its own private network, right? And things like SIM cards use it for your phone. You know, like things like Alexas, you know, all that kind of stuff. They're constantly connected to the internet, even though like you might not have internet service. It's still connected to the internet, and that's called the Internet of Things. And you can greatly, vastly improve that system where you no longer rely on remote locations or big populated areas for that connection, where you can just have that bandwidth at all times. So like when you do AI, one of the big problems is like they can't teach it fast enough because the current internet is so slow compared to what they need, that you would need 5G to be able to have that bandwidth. And like so have you heard Neuralink through, you know, Elon Musk?
Where's Brain Killers? I only see you, me, and the bot.
Oh, I don't know. But so anyways, Neuralink is this thing Musk's creating. It's where basically they put a chip in your brain and you can talk to any of your, like, you know, your cell phone, your computer, anything like that. It works, but they don't have the bandwidth, again, to do it on a scale that would be feasible for people to use. So once again, 5G, you know. So it's not for like us, it's for these big companies and governments technically.
What's up, Stab?
Stabby gal? You know what that means in prison language, right? Alright, we won't go there. Anyways, what's up? Well, in prison, stab means to... fuck.
What's stab a gal mean?
Well, gal means girl. So, fuck a gal? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's prison talk.
Yeah. Could mean she's a girl and she likes horror movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to refrain from using prison slang in everyday life.
Yeah. I should too. No microphone.
So what do you think about liquid fluoride thorium reactors?
I saw some stuff that people were saying the people that are trying to make that happen are crazy. But I don't know, it could have just been a propaganda movie or video. There's so much propaganda out there nowadays.
Basically, like, it's...
I don't understand the science around it, but...
Basically, since fusion is so freaking hard that we have no idea how long it's going to take us to get fusion, fourth generation nuclear reactors is something we could basically do right now.
Yeah.
Which are super safe, super efficient nuclear reactors.
Yeah, that's what they kept saying in this documentary I watched. And then they were like, yeah, they said in theory it works, but nobody's ever been able to implicate it, and it's basically going to be like another thing of fusion. That's what they keep saying. I don't know.
Liquid,
they said it costs too much to do it that way. I don't know.
I wouldn't think it would cost any more than the nuclear power plants we have today. And if they use thorium, it would generate way more electricity, making it even more efficient and less costly.
From what I hear is we won't have fusion until we can mine asteroids and come up with new resources.
Well, we need to do nuclear then, because that's unless we have some kind of alien technology that can get us there quicker, you know, that's like a pipe dream.
Yeah. In my opinion, I don't think we need fusion. I don't think we should have a hadron collider. I don't think we should be studying dark matter at all. These are all things that we have no fucking clue how they actually work. And if you go and create a fucking star inside of a reactor, who's to say that that star doesn't just start pulling everything in and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're all fucked?
Well, I'm sure they have a bit more understanding of the science than that.
I mean, they have an idea of it, right? But like, you truly don't know something until like you implement it, right? Like
Personally, that's why I support nuclear, because we have a firm understanding of how it works.
Yeah.
And that's something we could implement like now, and we could literally get off of fossil fuels entirely, like within just like a few years, if we would just come together and focus on that.
Yeah, I've been a progenitor of ion technology, and I think we should put lots of resources into developing ions, like efficiently boosting the power of them, all that stuff, because that you can literally make occur anywhere in the universe at any point in time with very minimal energy to do it, and you can get explosive results out of it if you can implement it right. And I think that'll surpass everything.
So who's talking about the aliens?
Oh, we were already talking about the aliens. He was talking about, do you think this year is going to be the year that the government comes out and says, hey, there's aliens, pretty much? Because like the Pentagon came out and like made the official statement saying they had off-world vehicles, and they were going to start releasing the information to the public about the off-world vehicles and their crash sites.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When did you hear that?
It was like 2 days ago. It was in the Popular Mechanics website and magazine or whatever, and yeah, the Pentagon did official statements for it. Also, the Navy put out a video officially of a UFO and them tracking it down, and it's unexplainable and all that stuff. So like they're kind of doing it.
Not sure if it's so official, but the releasing of the UFOs, that's officially, and it's like, it's crazy that so much crap has happened in 2020 that's not like front like headline news and stuff.
You know what blew my mind is Trump released all those white papers on the JFK assassination, and it pointed out that it was all LBJ and all that stuff, and nobody even cared. Like, everybody was on that conspiracy for like, what, 40, 50 years, and it was like the biggest conspiracy of all time. And then here all the information comes out and nobody cared, because all this election stuff and all the craziness has been going on.
I haven't heard of that. What did it actually say?
It was basically saying that Lyndon Baines Johnson was upset about everything, and that he wanted to have a hit put out on Kennedy, so he hired, who was it? I don't know the exact detail. No, it wasn't Oswald. It had nothing to do with Oswald. He was a stand-up guy, and they used him as a fall guy. Yeah, he really was. It was Lyndon Baines Johnson. He hired some people to do it that were from the quote-unquote CIA to do it or some shit. It went into all kinds of stuff those white papers did. If you go look them up, you can go look them up on the Freedom of Information Act and stuff. It's out there now. Also in the papers, it was releasing stuff about how, like, the United States military basically was saying that Hitler was still alive. They didn't kill him. He was just in South America. That's where you got the hunting Hitler shit from, because that guy like took the white papers like, oh shit. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in the white papers that got released. Yeah, Freedom of Information Act, you can go and request information from the government on the JFK, the Hitler stuff. You can, pretty much anything. There was some stuff about Martin Luther King in there. that was interesting. Bunch of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philandering around with some of the ladies.
Yeah, basically the report said that Martin Luther King had an addiction to white women and cocaine, and he had Jewish handlers, whatever that meant. And that they didn't want him to talk because he was always high, and he could only talk when he wasn't high, or some shit. That's basically what these papers were saying. Not discrediting the guy, but that's what the paper said.
But yeah, that's what the paper,
I mean, it's the FBI, I don't know.
It's still human beings.
Right.
People can have their biases for many different reasons.
I mean, that's true. But, I mean, we gotta live in a world where, like right now, currently, we live in this world where nothing's real. Everything's being told to you is question it, and if anybody questions the official narrative of things, then you're a crazy person, right? So, like, we need to get out of that, because that's, like, ripping our whole society apart. Because, like, there's nothing anything can point to that's actual factual right now. And when that happens, all it does is create chaos. Because there's nowhere to point. You got the left saying these guys are bad. I'm not trying to get politics, but I'm just kind of pointing out this conspiracy. But it's like, left's bad, right's bad. Conspiracy's bad, this conspiracy's bad. This is not real, this is real. These doctors aren't telling information right, these ones are. This guy's telling you to do this, he could be bad. It's just like all over the place. Everything's just chaos because nobody can point to anything and be like, that's fact right now.
Well, don't you think that in time things will come to light?
I'm afraid no. Right now, the younger generations who are getting into what we call politics and getting into the world, they're being told an official story that most of us question on both sides. So those are going to be the next people in line to run the world, and their whole outlook of how the world's going to be is to be what we're doing right now. And they're going to think that that's normal. Which it's not, because we've all grew up in a world where it wasn't normal. We just saw it happen. So what you do is you're desensitizing the younger generations to fall in line with what would be commonly accepted socially. And right now what they're being taught that's commonly and socially acceptable is to never go against the official narrative and to not question anything and to fact check everything. And if you can't have absolute 100% proof on nothing, that it doesn't count. How?
You got all this stuff on the internet that's where people are voicing all kinds of different opinions.
Yeah, but a lot of it's getting shut down too.
What's on the internet? That's not the official narrative you'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the point is whether they believe it or not. That's the point.
Right, they won't believe it is the thing. So, like, you're not going to get...
pretty powerful in its ability to make people think that it has the opinion of the majority.
Yeah, so like
what I'm trying to get at is that to me that's always been the past, and there was always obviously a lot of corruption in the past that just tried to make it look like it wasn't being corrupt, but what you're saying was always existed.
See, this is the difference, okay? Let's go back 30 years, right? If I was to say, hey, the COVID's a real thing, but I don't think it's as bad as what everything says, and a bunch of doctors came out and was like, hey, we kind of support this too. People would investigate, people would talk about it with peers, come up with a conclusion, right? And then say, hey, we don't believe this or we do believe this. Now, immediately, it's shut down. That's not what's going on. It's just shut down. No talk about it. No actual trying to figure out if it's real or not. No peer-to-peer studies. Nothing. It's just shut down. They just shut everything down that's not official. That's the problem.
Wait a minute. Wait. That's not the way it happened, though. Because, first of all, people were dying. The hospitals started getting overloaded. What were they gonna do? They had to do
But
something, otherwise
I would
they
say
would-
this:
they-
there's
they would
a
be-
lot of
they would be
states that were
negligent.
a lot of states and a lot of cities reporting that they're saying that their hospitals were overcrowded, saying that they had crazy numbers, but it factually
There's
wasn't.
definitely a lot of conflicting
So,
information when it comes to
yeah,
that.
there's.
See, that's, but come on. No, this,
But see, you're doing it right now. You're just taking a narrative and you're running with it.
I'm not taking a
All right,
narrative.
I'm getting off this topic because we're getting into the politics.
Check it out. No, I'm just saying. There was a guy in Texas. This is just recent. He just said this stuff is fake, and he had a big party of 700 people. His whole family got the stuff, and now he's changing his tune. What's up with that?
Yeah, but one would say that that's not real. That they staged that.
Same thing could happen with the flu, though. It doesn't mean they all died from it.
Yeah, like I think the number, even like the official numbers.
You're right. If you think that way, there's no sense.
No, what I'm saying, even the official numbers say that 90% of people who get it don't really have anything other than like a cough and a small fever. 90%.
That probably is true.
And then less than 1% die from it. So I mean, like that's the official numbers. Like it's been going on since November. Last November. We're almost coming up on a full circle of a year, and it hasn't even killed a million people. That's not a pandemic.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold up. So then, according to what you're saying, and
Official. That's the official.
Wait. Hold up. Okay, so that's fine. Let's say everything you're saying is absolutely true. So that means everybody, all these countries in the world, they all were deceived, and they shut their economies down like a fool.
For sure.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, and that's what you believe. Okay, that's to be clear.
With the numbers we currently have, there's no way.
It's a phenomenon. That
Hold on just a second, Music Man. Let me put it in perspective for you. I just was literally giving you official numbers. And in the way that I was explaining that to you in those official numbers, it basically states that the whole world was fooled by official standings. By official standings.
So
So it's not that that's not. I'm not.
Who orchestrated that?
All right, so
I don't know who orchestrated it, but it seems
it's a global effort. It's a global effort. It's the powers that be across all governments. It's not just one group of people. It's not just one person or a couple people or a handful of people. It's an idea. It's an ideology that they're going with, and they're trying to push us all towards.
That doesn't make the only thing.
No, they don't care about the pockets because they own the money anyways. It's fiat. It's fiat. They make it. They literally make it. It's not backed by anything. It's not on gold. It's not on silver. It's literally just paper, and the only value that you get from it is what you give it.
They want that money.
No, they want control. That's what the money was there for in the first place, is control. How do you control a city? How do you control populations? You control people with money. They want control. They don't want money.
The people who orchestrated this obviously are beyond corporations looking for profit. People who are so much more powerful than any individual corporation that they only care about power.
But the money is the power.
See, they're trying to push us to a global government. They don't want individual governments. They don't want individual nations. They want one government to rule them all. Like, that's what they want. That's why you've been seeing open borders. That's why you've been seeing countries pushing to keep Britain in the UN. That's why you've been seeing China trying to just gobble up the whole Eastern world lately. They're trying to converge it all into one fucking system. And America is the spotlight that says freedom, and we're ground zero. They don't want this no more. They don't want you with your rights and your freedoms. They don't want you to have what you want to think. They want you in your little box doing what the hell they tell you. They don't want anything other.
It wouldn't really be that bad having a one world government if it was more liberty minded.
Yeah, if it wasn't ran by psychopaths.
Yeah. It doesn't look.
It's not about money. It's about control.
it doesn't look like a one world government that like some like globalists want to put together is very, they don't care about individual liberties and freedoms. It doesn't seem like that's their goal, like to make humanity a freer place.
Well, that's true. That's always been true about the people with the money in the first place.
Well, the money is worthless to these people. They literally. Okay, so
that sounds contradictory to me.
Look, let me explain to you. The money means something to us, right? So
it means something to them.
No, the only thing it means to them is that it controls us.
Our money currently is just ones and zeros.
Exactly, that's my point. That's the more source of control. So why would they want to lose money?
All that
because it's a source of control. How many women?
Okay, so the money's out anyways because they're moving us into the cashless society already. They don't want you to cash no more. They want you to use that card. You want to know why? Because then they no longer need to sit there and earn the money. They just can just load it up and it's just there. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it literally means nothing to them. They have it all. The Federal Reserve Bank is owned not by the United States government. It has no affiliation to us. It's literally owned by bankers. Where do you think they get their money from that they make?
They print it up.
Right, and what gives them the but it used to be backed by gold and silver before the Federal Reserve.
Money anyway, so
it's like basically me going in the back here real quick, pulling out a pallet full of just paper that's cut up with numbers on it, and being like, here you go, and then these two tell you guys that you need to earn this money and you need to do things around the room to get it, right? And their goal is to get you guys to efficiently clean the room, right? And they do that by giving you the money. Now, the guy in the back, he's sitting here, and they're like, we don't have enough money, we need more. I'm like, oh, okay, I just take out some more paper and hand it to him. Because ultimately, I'm getting what I want for nothing, while you guys are getting something for nothing. Right?
One thing that really annoys me is it literally says in the Constitution that our money is supposed to be backed by gold and silver. They subverted that.
Yeah.
Hard time.
Yeah, it's about control, man. It's not about money.
But they put that in the Constitution for a reason, so we wouldn't be.
Of course, but the point is that people been living with that for long, more than 100 years.
It hasn't been 100 years. Well, about that, yeah. It's been about 100 years. It's been about 100 years. It was like the 1930s when it crashed, and then they brought in the bankers and the Fed to try to bring it back, and then they crashed it again. But yeah, it's all fiat, man, and we're being pushed towards global government, man. You're gonna see it. Don't take my word for it. Don't believe me. You're just going to see it happen. And you're going to be like, damn, those guys are right one day.
I can definitely see a push toward something like that. I mean, it's very
oh, yeah, dude. They're right now,
players
major civil liberties that you have are being violated across the board. Openly, publicly.
Hello, everyone. I heard that... USA is from other friends around, and they say that America or United States is not a democracy anymore.
It never was supposed to be a democracy.
It's a republic.
Constitutional republic. It's supposed to be based on the Constitution.
It's basically classical fascism with a capitalism take. It was never set up to be a democracy. Not the fascism that you think as it's not the fascism that you think as in Stalin, Mussolini, Hitler. It's the fascism of a nation of, in their words at the time, good white men could come and have a good thought process, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and the right to own guns.
Who was it? Was it Jefferson, one of our founding fathers, who said that democracy is two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner?
Yeah. And we're the dinner.
Who's got the music on?
That's me.
Oh.
This ain't like, I don't know. It's just, it's a clear push. Like, have you ever read the UN plan? It's an actual plan by the UN, and it's called Agenda 21. Have you ever read that? It's a plan that they set in motion in 1984.
No, I haven't read that.
Okay, basically that plan is the guideline to move in the whole world into a world government versus nation states. And since 1984, every country on the planet has been moving accordingly to that plan through the UN. That's why they have the meetings every year at the United Nations, and they discuss things of how things should go forward and stuff. And then, like, the business side of it, CEOs, they have their meeting to go along with it, and it's called the Bilderberg meeting. That's got broke.
I wouldn't mind a one world government.
Right, yeah, but that's not how it's gonna happen. But see, like, they that's the people who be.
Go to Roman's way. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die.
Yeah. I mean, that's about all you can do, really. I mean, really, when people sit there and say, go vote, go vote, go vote, I mean, like, I'll even put it this way, like, I support Trump, but at the same time, like, I see Trump doing the same thing that every other president's done, other than they've spun it to a way that seems like that he's fighting for your rights. When really he look I know I think that, but like, you think that, right? But remember when the Democrats were talking about how they wanted walls and closed borders and it's the same thing. It's been going on the whole time. It's been every single one of them's going across this straight UN plan. Every single one of them. It's just how they got to flip it that year to get you to buy it. That's it. So
he's the president.
Yeah.
Allowed the country to
like, do you really think Nancy Pelosi and them hate Trump? No. They don't hate that guy. They don't give a fuck about that. They got a job to do. All of them have a job to do. And that job is to move us into a global government without us going crazy enough to overthrow them.
And I don't know. I mean, it could just be a big show, that's for sure. They seem like they hate him, though.
They do, but like I said, it's like WWE.
If it was any other president, I'd say no. It's just a big show. They freaking probably have go on yachts and stuff.
Most definitely. Like Trump used to frequently hang out with the Clintons.
He seems different.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he does seem different, but I think he wants to hold. I think this is where the thing with Trump actually differs. I think Trump really wants to hold on to, like, classical Americanism. He's not ready to let that go, which agreeably
I think he's trying to follow in his father's footsteps.
Well, either way, but
the way the country was headed. I mean, he stated exactly, like, all the problems that I was actually concerned with before he even said that he was running for president.
Yeah.
He understood the problems that we were going toward, and I don't know. I mean, either he was just full of shit and he was pandering, or he actually really was worried about those things.
I think he is worried about it, and it would be a good thing for the country, because, like, too much progressivism really leads to just, like, what's going on now, like cities burning, rioting. Yeah, Russia, that kind of stuff. Like, China's moving in. They're about to start taking Taiwan and all that stuff. And you think they own all the mineral rights in Australia? Think they're just going to leave that alone? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, they're going to take that too, and they'll probably take Japan. Like, this is the brink of a World War III happening right now, with all these things in motion. And
the most about Trump is that he's been the most anti-war of any of the presidents in my lifetime.
For now. But he won't have a say in it when it comes to China taking all these places that they're moving in on. Like, they've done strategically lined up the South China Sea to take Australia and Japan in the Pacific, right?
Well, at least
they're moving into Taiwan to get a foothold on the Middle East and Europe. Like, they're planning strategically to take that whole eastern board. Like,
at least he's focusing on the real threat, which is China, instead of the
Yeah.
bullshit threat that
Yeah.
was Russia and North Korea.
I get it, but see, these are the things like a lot of people don't understand when it comes to like what's going on with these politics and stuff, like the Joe Biden versus Trump thing. Like, you don't like really realize like what's at stake right now. Like, you want the candidate that's going after these guys because like that's the shit that's gonna pop off in the world that none of us can do a thing to stop, right? And the only thing that we can do is cast our little vote and hope that that person is going to be tough on somebody like China and tries to implement things to get them to stop doing what they're doing over there. Because if they get their way, like they're still doing it. Like, you know, even with Trump taking away their money as much as he can, and, you know, crazy tariffs trying to just shut down their inflow of income so they can't take these places. That's a good thing, man. And when you look at somebody like Joe Biden, who's already been quoted as like, I like China, I don't see anything wrong with them, that kind of thing. It's like, did you get him in there? They're going to take that whole eastern seaboard and what else with it? They just don't do things like that for no reason.
No, it started before from the Obama administration term for.
Well, he started that, yeah.
Right. Yeah, he started that.
Yeah. And Biden would just do the same thing.
Creepy, womanizing pedophile. I don't see how others don't see that.
I don't either, man. But I don't know. I'm trying to stick on more. I'm trying to stick on more world affair more than like just politics. But
strikes me like creepy, womanizing.
Oh yeah, that's
pedophile.
a good point. That's true.
yeah, and then his multiple remarks, like his pool story.
And stuff and everything.
His pool story where he's calling black kids cockroaches.
I wouldn't do that. I mean, I wouldn't do that, and I'm not a politician.
Used to work for him. Came out and said that he assaulted her, and then like told her to shut up about it, like in like a rude way. I forget the exact details, but it sounded so like something he would say.
Yeah, he's got Swiss cheese for brains, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like, he's got Alzheimer's. I took care of my great grandpa. He had Alzheimer's, and we picked it up early, so we knew it was gonna happen before it happened. And like his beginning stages is just like what Joe Biden's doing. Right, it's the same thing, and let me tell you, once that starts, it takes off like a fucking jet. Within like 2-3 years, he ain't even gonna know who the fuck he is. And I'm telling you that as a person who's took care of people with Alzheimer's. It takes off.
Didn't that happen to Reagan?
Yeah. But like towards the end of what Reagan was doing, they were keeping him out of the cameras as much as fucking possible, and yeah. Because like I'm telling you, like it's gonna take off, and he's not gonna be a person anymore. Like there'll be days where he'll come back, like my grandpa would do it. Like 3 days before he passed, he was walking around the house normal and everything was fine, but for the last year of his life, he couldn't even walk because he didn't know how. Like.
It's like they're not stopping it because they know they're puppets anyway.
Right, yeah. They're all on the same team, though. Like, that's the problem. I'm really split in half with the Trump thing because, like, it's like, one, I want to support the guy because, like, the things that he's doing, but at the same time, like, I look back in future and he's, like, just basically doing the same thing that the Democrats were doing.
Literally, the only reason I support Trump is because we have no better options. And that's not saying much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, if he really means like well by like us in a republic, like he says he is, I'm gonna keep voting for him, you know. But like, I don't know. We kind of voted him in to make sure things like rioting cities and burning cities down and Marxist values don't get put in, and then it's still happening.
The thing I have a problem with Trump is that I don't know if he really wants to be king. I think I just feel that he wants to. He may not care about anybody. He'll say whatever's necessary, so that he can be the one. I think he likes the guy in North Korea and how the people treat him. and he would like all Americans to treat him
I
that
think
way.
it's more along the lines that he doesn't want to go to war with the guy in North Korea, so he's being friendly with them.
No,
And-
actually, I'll say this. Let me check this out. I think that if they go to war, he wants to be on the inside with Putin and this other guy, and they can divide the world up.
That would be ideal, though. You'd want that, honestly.
No, I wouldn't.
You really would. You want America and Russia to run the world. You don't want China running the world.
Sounds like Star Wars, man.
China's like Darth Vader, bro, and the
You
Emperor.
don't want the CCP running the world. That's for fucking sure.
And that's for damn sure. You know they put 1.5 million people in concentration camps in China, right? It's all over the news. They killed like another 1.8 of those Chinese
troops out to start shooting American people,
like
protesting. What's the difference? You're restrained by the law. But if you're not restrained by that law,
there's a big difference. You getting arrested and then coming home the next day and getting a nice ticket and going to court and paying your ticket for rioting is a lot different than going to a re-education camp where you may or may not be getting killed for your organs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're going to a re-education camp if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah. So
I understand, but I'm just saying that that's only because they're restrained by the law. Nobody's going to go for it. But if those restraints are taken off, then how?
Well, don't vote Democrat because they're trying to take away those same rights that keep us from that thing happening.
Kyle, is this your room?
No.
Kyle, I think that even the Democrats or the Republican or the GOP are not able to have an idea and a way to govern USA because of COVID-19 and the disaster and the economic disaster. None of the politicians have an idea how to pick up on the economics.
Well, here's the thing. So much power has been allocated to governances and presidents and Congress. It's not supposed to be ran that way. Well, the way America's supposed to be ran is at the state level through the citizens. And if you just did that, everything would be 100% better. Because we all live in these areas and we all live in these states. And if we all vote on the majority of problems and whatnot in our states and took care of it that way without government coming in and saying, no, you can't do this, you got to do this, then everybody would be happy. Because the states on their state level is getting what they want in each individual state and region versus the government coming in and telling each state they have to abide by these laws rather than their state laws. You need the smallest government possible. Basically, you want a really strong military, but not so strong that they take over the world, and you want the smallest government possible that it just functions. When you start giving them the powers of giving out food stamps, welfare, loans, bailing out companies, state regulation, economic regulation, all this kind of stuff, then you really cripple the way the country wants to run versus how it should run. The way the country should function is off how the people want it to function because they're literally the life and blood of the country. They're the ones working. They're the ones living in it. They're the ones making the GDP on the regular year-to-year basis, not the government.
And if the currency was backed by gold and silver, French fries would still be a nickel and a cheeseburger would still be a dime.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, you small government, strong military, state level governance. That's what you need. That's what we were founded on, and that's how it got to where it was in the 50s, where we had 50% of the world's wealth and we only had like 30% of the world's population or something. Like, we were exponentially rich in the 50s as Americans. Like, when you think of poverty at that day, like, let's say like in the 50s, the lowest paid person in the 50s was probably about upper middle class nowadays. When you look at it at that point, that's insane.
And the currency was still basically backed by gold and silver.
Yeah. It still had silver and all that. So when you think about how we ran our country to that point, and it was based off of our just constitutional rights, that's exponential causes for glory and just spread of freedom across the world. When we did that, other countries wanted to be like us because they saw how successful of a country we were. We had liberation across the whole world, and we didn't even have to set foot in other countries with soldiers to do it, because the success and the way we were living just inspired the world towards freedom. If you look at Iraq in like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, we had very good relationships with them. You could go to Iraq and everybody was like very good friends, very friendly. They had a thriving economy and stuff. Like, it wasn't until America and Russia started bearing down on the Middle East with its allies that all that disrupted and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Little government, state level governance, we'd be fine.
Yeah, but actually, you're not answering my question.
Huh?
What can the Trump admin or the future president in the terms face the COVID
open mic.
and also have a better way to resolve the economic problem and unemployment?
First of all, you get out there ahead of COVID and you say, we initially thought COVID was going to be a pandemic, but it didn't happen that way. You need to get out in front of it and say, hey, we need to stop the fear. It's not as bad as we thought it was. You need to get ahead of it. And then, second of all, you need to implement less regulations on the state level, return the power back to the citizens that it initially had, and invoke that order of government. That's how the next president would get around all of this. But as long as you keep jumping into the fear mongering and shutting down the economy, you're never gonna jump back from that. We might not be able to as it is. We're already at a debt to income ratio in the United States that's exponential. We're at the break of.
Saying for a long time these shutdowns are going to cause more death than the virus ever.
Yeah. So the World Health Organization, they reported that on a normal year-to-year basis, they have 10 million people worldwide starving. After they shut down all the economies of the world for COVID, they had one report come in for 1 quarter, and it was 40 million starving. It was a ×3 jump for the last decade. Never ever has happened in the history of mankind recording that kind of stuff, just due to COVID and stopping the economies.
And it was mostly due to fear mongering.
Yes. Yeah, you don't have to raise your hand, just jump in, man.
No, I know no one wants to listen to the 14-year-old, but someone like me with existing lung problems, it actually is very scary for me. I agree for someone with no existing lung problems.
90% of the world?
It's not bad. But like someone like me with existing lung problems, that could potentially harm me in very hard ways.
So you need to take precautions. Yeah.
That's what they should have done from the beginning.
Even you every year before the COVID, I'm sure you had to take precautions with things like RSV and the flu, right?
Yep.
Right. So like, yeah. See, you see what I'm saying? Like, you were already doing what you needed to do. You don't need to shut down everything. Just
Not everyone else.
No, I agree that we shouldn't probably shut down everything, but for like people with existing lung problems or anything like that, they should have another option to be able to do external things where we don't have to get in much contact with people.
Which is what we should have been.
You do. It's called A, wear your face mask if you want to. B, take your hydroxychloroquine. C, stay 6 feet apart from people. Be cautious. Stay up on your hygiene. Do that stuff.
But ain't they making hydroxychloroquine hard to buy?
Yeah, and it's bullshit.
It's for political reasons only.
Yeah, they tried that in Ohio, and the doctors in Ohio pretty much stood up and said, hey, we're having good results come in from this, using this. We probably shouldn't take this off the shelves. So Governor DeWine said he's going to respect the decision that people make. If they want to take it, they can take it. Because there was...
How political can you get? The president said it might be good to take, so we got to, ban it.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking political can you get? It has no basis in science.
Yeah, the world's going nuts, man.
So how can you get some now?
how you go about that.
Okay, so you know what you can do? You can
get some fish cleaner and you drink that. That's what you do.
no,
Right?
that'll kill you, because it's not the same.
Well, yeah, you want the Darwin Award. That's what you do.
You want to know what you honestly do? Okay, so they've had it since ever. The British used it back in World War I and World War II to stop influenza from taking down the regiments. It's called tonic water. It's got quinine in it, which is basically hydroxychloroquine in a small dose, and you drink one of those with some grape juice every day, and you take a Zeke pill once a week, and you'll be fine.
A zinc pill with
tonic water.
With tonic water.
Yeah, but you gotta make sure it has the quinine in it.
What the quin?
The quinine
is anti-malaria.
Yeah, the quinine is in the tonic water. That's what makes it tonic water. But they make tonic water without it now because it kind of tastes nasty. That's why I said mix it with grape juice. I do it. They got it at Walmart. You can buy it the Walmart brand, or you can buy like the Indian Reserve brand. There's a bunch of different kinds. And it's a very small amount of the hydroxychloroquine in it. But if you drink one every day and you're taking your zinc, it builds up in you and you'll be fine.
Wow. Wow, interesting. Wow.
Yeah, if it's so bad for you, why do they put it in beverages?
Well, why do they put sugar into beverages?
Hey, all I'm saying is it's not like it's not gonna kill you.
I'm just saying, sugar. Just because they put stuff into beverages doesn't mean it's a magic.
Yeah, but I mean, the basis of it is that you can drink this stuff and it's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna do anything. The worst you're gonna do is have nightmares, and if you like, and this is if you're on the actual pill. Yeah, the dose would have to be exponential, but you get like nightmares, you get hallucinations if you're on high amounts of it and stuff. That's why you gotta, like, when you get the stuff from the doctor, they put you on a very strict regimen of it, because like you'll hallucinate and have like nightmares and shit.
So what do you think will happen if the government says we have alien?
What do we think we're gonna do? Nobody will believe it.
Like, even
If they say it, they'll have to have proof, won't they?
I mean, the government telling you that there's aliens are real, that's not proof enough for you?
What, aliens on Earth or aliens in the universe?
Universe.
Well, evidence of them being here and in the universe.
Well, if they're here, then they just show up. Then we talk to them, we don't talk to the government.
Yeah, but if the government comes out and says, hey, we have UFOs and we have, you know, it's real.
What if they have evidence of alien technology, but the aliens themselves don't want to talk to us, but they do have evidence that the
Yeah, why would they want to talk to us? We're like ants.
Well,
Have you ever just looked down and started talking to ants and was like, hey, I'm going to build you a superhighway? No.
Why would they be here and not want to talk to us?
Resources. There's probably stuff here. There's probably stuff here that they want, that they need, and they come here and get it, and they don't need to fuck with the local insects to get it.
There's nothing here that they could want.
Gold?
Yeah, that's actually pretty.
I don't think that'd be. I think you'd probably find more gold on Mercury than here.
Yeah, there's no.
There's water.
On the planet
There's air.
There's massive amounts of water out
There's geothermal energy at the bottom of the oceans, and if their ships run off anything that could be powered by that, it could be that. They could be using it as a stop-and-go base.
I think the resource they want is life.
It could be anything. It could be anything. It's the same reason we live here. They would want the same things that we want.
If they have the sense of curiosity, the biggest reason they would come here.
It's the curiosity. I mean, we would.
It's not the curiosity. If you're an advanced civilization and you're flying light years across the universe, I doubt you would stop in on Earth and shove something up somebody's ass to figure something out.
No, you wouldn't be probing
It really
anybody,
depends on how rare life is, because if it's rare, it would be a curiosity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're coming here to explore. I mean, why would you then not explore?
They would certainly not come here for any other resource.
Look, okay, I'll buy it. Okay, so they come here to study us. They don't need to come here and just let us all know that they're here. All they have to do is do what they've been doing. Oh, I'm going to pull over here on Betty and Barney, and I'm going to pull them up in the ship and take the fuck off. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to come down here, shake the hands of the president, smile, take some selfies, and go back to fucking Jupiter or whatever. That's not what's going to happen.
What if they have a
They
prime
would let us know
directive?
that we're not alone in the universe. They would let us know that there's wonders out there. They would let
They
us know
don't give a fuck about us.
they can't say anything about their motivation.
Yeah, I can. How many times do you see us going to the zoo and trying to explain to a gorilla that, you know, there's pyramids in Egypt and shit? I mean, it doesn't happen.
Because gorillas can't communicate.
Yeah, you think they could communicate with us or we could communicate with them? That'd be very naive of you to think.
Yes, I do.
They could have
We
their own
live in the
rules.
same universe with the same physical law.
How do you know that? How do you know they didn't come from a different universe?
We don't even know. They could have.
They
their own
don't.
rules
Yeah,
to interact
what
with the-
we consider math might not be considered math to them.
No. Logic has to follow everywhere.
No, it doesn't.
There's no way maths can be.
No. If you took a car to Mars and put gas on it, if you took a car to Mars and put gas in it, a car that was built here on Earth for Earth atmospheric pressure and air combustion, and tried to start it on Mars, it would not fucking work. Our math that worked here wouldn't work there.
Same on Mars
No, but math does work. Math does
For
work.
us,
On a car.
it works for us here.
Oxygen for your internal combustion engine to work.
That car that you bought means nothing on other planets.
It's still science. It's still science.
I didn't say it wasn't. What I'm saying is
Right, it's still science.
it was built for us for Earth. It doesn't work here. That's why we have billion-dollar programs trying to figure out the sciences of other planets before we go there, because what we do here doesn't work there unless we take our stuff and adapt it to it.
Figuring out the science. It's basic. An electric car
Okay.
won't work on Mars.
All right.
An internal combustion engine won't because there's no oxygen.
All right.
There's no atmospheric pressure.
All right, there's planets where liquid water constantly changes phases and states, where the math here to make things work to pump plumbing wouldn't work there. So our math completely breaks down there. You know why we haven't had it?
No, you don't understand. Maths does not break down.
Yes, it does. You know how I prove it to you? I'll prove it to you right now. I'll prove it to you right now that math breaks down.
As far as we're aware, math works the same in every part of the universe.
2
No. Okay. Okay, you want me to prove it to you? I'll prove it to you right now. Quantum physics. When they get down to the quantum level, they say all the math and everything that they know about fucking space and science breaks down completely. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You want to know why? Because two things can exist in a different space at the same fucking time, being the same thing, but not exist at the same time. So that means math breaks down, science breaks down. Yes, it does. Astrophysicists all across the planet agree with what I just said.
Galaxies. Quantum mechanics exists to explain microscopic objects such as atoms.
Do you know
The
Ivan
problem is
Drago?
those two theories,
Huh?
human beings haven't found a way
You
to
two would get along
combine
so well.
general relativity and quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics disproves general relativity. They haven't had any scientific breakthroughs because they've got to quantum mechanics and they don't know how to make it work. Because every theory that they have about everything breaks down and dissolves completely when it gets there. And the only way that you're going to get across the stars is through that. And at that same point, they figured out that it doesn't even matter. Because if you were to get a rocket ship to travel light years at a time across space and time, by the time you got them there and they came back with information, everybody on the planet would be dead and they wouldn't know who the fuck they were.
Hey, HD, I think your mic's open.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a personal experience with UFOs or anything like that?
No.
All right.
I'm
We
just
don't
asking.
know
I
how
actually-
quantum mechanics and regular mathematics and physics connect with each other, but we are working on that. That's what string theory is for, and Einstein was working on what he called the theory of everything. And if they do actually figure that out, that would be the mathematics that works everywhere in the universe. Would not be different anywhere.
Well, they can't. They've already said it. Neil deGrasse Tyson fucking Hawkins, they all said, like, we don't know how to figure this out because nothing that we know explains any of it.
It's not true or not right just because you don't.
So basically, you can't take 2 + 2 = 4 and make it work there. It doesn't.
I don't think you understand words.
Yeah, I do. I think you're just the Nova guy in the room who watches Nova every day, should know this stuff, but just can't grasp that people don't know what the fuck they talk about.
We started this argument about aliens and how they would interact with humans, and my point would be, what if they have their own sets of rules and how they interact with lesser civilizations? I mean, we don't know.
I'm just going off of basically how we treat things that are less superior to us. We don't even care. We might look at them, but we're not going down there talking to them. We're not going to try to show them the wonders of the universe.
They're not capable of talking.
How do you know?
Well, because you can't talk to a worm. That's how I know.
I mean, maybe you can develop something that you can.
I've definitely heard the theory that they're not capable of like really doing speech because they evolved way past that, and they like use like some kind of telepathy or something like that.
Yeah, telepathy is a bit science.
But why? Why would you, like, if you're on an intergalactic mission to do things, why stop and talk to the local insects?
Because you are on an intergalactic mission.
It really depends on if they.
I mean, everything that you're saying is based off of sci-fi, science fiction. Nothing that is based in any type of reality.
You just said that they are on a mission to do stuff. Why would they then get here and not do stuff?
They would do stuff, but they don't need you to do it. They don't need to talk to you to do it. Why would they talk to you? They got everything at their disposal that they would ever need. So just because you're here does not mean that you're important. You're not important to them.
They could have done a lot of things, and we would be unaware.
Don't know what's important
to them, but
So how can you tell me that how in that context, how can you tell me that they'd want to talk to us? But I don't know that. So how could you say it's the same thing that you're saying to me? You're saying that what I'm saying is that I don't know that, so I can't say that. But I'm saying you don't know what you're saying, so you can't say that.
It's not that they. It's not.
I don't think that the aliens will be arrogant. I don't think the aliens will be arrogant against humans.
One of the smartest people on the planet, Mickey Okaku, said they'll either A, destroy us, or B, ignore the fuck out of us because they don't need to talk to us. That's what the smartest person on the planet said. You're going to go against that? He's not that smart? Are you smarter than Mickey Okaku?
I'm not a fan of his, but anyway.
Are you smarter than him? Do you have a degree in astrophysics? But he's not a fan of him, and he's not that smart.
He also believes in airy-fairy, new age type stuff as well.
There are other
Yeah, but the point is you're not an astrophysicist, so your opinion's null when it comes to his statement.
Ignore humanity if you stay on your planet, but you're not going to come to Earth and then ignore humanity.
Yes, you are.
How do you know they have? How do you know they haven't actually like made themselves known to a specific group of people, and that was good enough for them for the time being? And maybe they have their own rules about it too.
Maybe, but I can't see them probing people and cows and things.
No,
like
maybe
that.
that's something we. Maybe we took some of their technology and abused it, and then maybe that's the things that we were actually doing to ourselves.
I'm super curious. Has anybody in this room actually had any kind of experience?
I can't say one way or the other.
Department?
No, I don't think so.
No, nobody's ever seen a fucking alien UFO, any of that bullshit.
No. I can't speak for everybody, but me personally, no. There's been some things I thought, but I was like, it's probably just a satellite.
Oh man, I saw a gang of fucking lights dancing around my house one time with my friend. It was fucking wild.
Do you take drugs?
Not like that.
Have you ever took acid?
I was talking to somebody in here not long ago.
Well, if you took acid, you could have been having a flashback.
Dude, hell no, dude. I have it on video. I'll share it with you guys later. I wasn't an idiot. I pulled out my phone, I filmed everything, zoomed in, really good at everything. It was fucking legit.
I'd like to see that. Is it on
Dude, I
YouTube?
would definitely show you, dude. No, it's not. It's on my actual phone. I'll upload it and I'll show you guys next time.
Yeah, I'd like to
Dude,
see
it's
it.
pretty gnarly. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that on YouTube, so.
What's up?
Anybody heard of Bob Lazar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna. Did you see his documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was interesting.
What do you guys think?
What's up,
I mean,
Oaf?
I'm a very realistic person. I don't say something is or is not
Aliens aren't true.
Evidence. But
Okay.
I will say,
I'm not saying they are.
I don't think Bob Lazar would go to
The
experiments to make
the thing about
I think there's some truth.
the thing about modern like astrophysicists in what they're spewing out there is that it's all theory. None of it's fact. They all got together and they agreed on a theory. That's about it. But none of it's actually something that they can set in stone and actually agree upon. Like, no, it's a theory. It's all called theory. They live on theory.
Predictive power. They verified real observations with those models.
No. They wouldn't call it a theory if it wasn't a theory. It's we think this is going on based on what we observe, but we don't know, which is called a theory.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly
So they don't truly know what they're going through or what's going on. They don't truly know. They're guessing. It's an educated guess
there's nothing more frustrating.
based on their. It's a theory. There's no way around theory.
Kyle, there are mathematical models that have predictive power, and they
Then why don't they say this is what's going on for a fact? They say this is what's going on according to a theory.
Please listen. Stop. I'm about to pick people. Don't listen.
Who's gonna throw blows first?
Listen. There's nothing more frustrating to a scientist than someone who says it's only a theory.
Then don't call it a theory.
It just says you don't fucking know what a theory is. That's all you're saying.
I know what a theory is. I know what a theory is. It's when me, you, and him agree upon something and say we think this is what's going on based off of what we saw. Yes, it is. Okay, so explain to me the process of how they come up to the theory.
You're making me really frustrated because you're a moron.
No, I'm not. Explain to me how you come to the quantum theory and what you did to get to it. And just you don't have to be precise. Just go about the normal steps of what you would take with colleagues to come to that conclusion. Go ahead, I'm waiting.
Regardless of my opinion of his intelligence.
Okay, an observation is a perspective, right?
You notice that photons sometimes behave as particles and sometimes they behave as waves.
Okay, and that's your perspective, right?
Why you come up with theories? Sometimes the theories are wrong. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes
Right.
Amazing predictive power.
Right.
Eventually, you get people like Niels Bohr and
I don't want to know the names. I just want to go through the A to B to C to D process on how you come up with how you get to the end of a theory.
With this mathematical model that predicts quantum behavior.
A prediction.
To tremendous.
What is a prediction?
Accuracy.
Look, this is my channel, and I just want to.
Is a forecast?
The prediction, yes, the prediction allows you to make an iPhone without quantum mechanics, the way we understand.
Yeah. What is a prediction now?
Without general relativity.
It's an estimation or a guess or a forecast, meaning you don't know. This is what we're guessing. I'm not saying that things don't exist. What I am telling you,
the theories predict the behavior of the natural world
according to thought, according to an observation of a perspective of a group of people.
Actually work because of those theories.
I mean, people made the wheel work before they knew how to do math, but they made it work, right?
Dude, what's your guys' favorite movie? Straight up, just say it. 1, 2, 3, go.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to say since a long time now that regardless of how I feel of somebody's intelligence, please no name calling.
Yeah, because it just belittles yourself, and it takes everything that you say and throws it out the window.
Goddamn frustrating to hear. Just
I completely sympathize.
Yeah, here he goes again.
Please no.
No, he's what you call an elitist.
You're right. You're right.
I'm sorry about that.
I mean, you're right. It was fine of me. Yeah.
But he doesn't really feel that way, though.
Well, I'm sorry. No, I do. I was out of line, but I'm also.
You're out of line, but you don't care that you're out of line.
Name calling is completely intellectual.
Well,
we don't need to have this discussion with him. It's okay. He's not. He don't care. He really don't.
What's your guys' favorite band?
I'm not gonna pretend like he gave a fuck about calling me a name.
We are emotional
Motley Crue.
creatures, and it happens. You sometimes get frustrated and name call. I understand that too.
Yeah, I didn't point it out, and I didn't care because I just realized like he doesn't have control over himself. It's fine.
Well, it's
Which would lead to a lot of his intelligent thinking going down the drain, right?
I just wanted to, you know, sometimes you just need it to be pointed out to get a clear state of mind.
All I'm saying is you kept saying we came up with theories to come to an eventual theory, and then you said that what I said as it was all theory is wrong because it's not just a theory. But you said you got to all that conclusion off of theories, meaning we guessed.
I'm not a scientist, but from what I know of theories, is they're very, very, very close to facts.
I'm not saying that's not true. I'm saying that there's a very good possibility because we live in a world of probability, thanks to Einstein, right? Einstein? Probability. We live in a world of probability, which would say that there's a chance that all these theories that they came out with, that's why they call it a theory in general, is because there is probability, and that would say that it could be wrong. So it remains a theory.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but theories have to have predictive qualities. That once they are no longer sufficient to predict that, it then no longer becomes a theory. It just gets cast out. It's like the theory, like what's it called? Quantum mechanics. That's just a theory, not a theory, but it's never been proven wrong. So, and it has predictive.
But it may prove itself wrong down the road.
String theory doesn't necessarily have predictive qualities because they're talking about such extreme conditions that we can't explore those extreme conditions. So string theory, for that reason, doesn't have that predictive power to it because it's so esoteric.
I'm a stupid person. I don't know these definitions as much as I would like to.
No, but yeah, for general relativity and quantum mechanics, they have predictive power. String theory's predictions need such high energy.
Hold on. Just one second. Quantum mechanics does not have predictive power at this moment because they cannot use it for anything, and they can't predict anything with quantum power.
With great love, I'm telling you it does.
Have our computer age.
It doesn't though, because they said it makes no sense to us because we can look at one. You could tell me that all day, but when I hear the professionals in the field say it doesn't do anything because two things.
Matt, you're being glib.
Yeah, did the cavemen invent wheels before they invented speech and mathematics? Yeah.
Running your virtual reality headset uses quantum mechanics.
Yeah, based off of stuff that we've made that made work for us. I have a HP reverb.
Oh, whoa, dude, this guy, you're balling fucking like.
Actually, I ordered one of those just yesterday, the G2.
Yeah, I was actually the guy in big screen that broke the G2 news before it even came out because I got sent a sample copy before everybody else did.
Getting back to your original assumption that, you know, why would aliens come here and not...
I'm trying to diffuse the tension, bro.
Hey, we're here and whatever.
There's no tension, bro. This is just an alpha male and another male going at it. It's nothing big. It's nothing, bro. I'm a hot knife and that's butter, bro.
A lot of situations that they're dealing with that, you know, dictate how they would interact with us.
I'm sorry, dude. That shit was so funny. Holy shit.
Butter, you're melting.
Oh,
I
sorry.
do think it's actually quite possible that we have been visited by aliens, but I don't know for sure. I'm not going to say I have evidence.
It's your theory.
I wouldn't even say it's more of a hypothesis.
There's lots of facts based in it, but ultimately it's still a theory because we haven't proven it yet.
I just like to call it a possibility. Because it's definitely not something that
statistically,
I know.
Statistically, the probability of aliens coming to humanity in the century that we developed technological know-how is pretty low. I mean, statistically, they would have been here 1 million years ago or 100 million years ago.
Oh, like all those Aztecs and stuff that put them on the side of their buildings and had maps of the solar system before it even existed.
Radio communications and all that.
You also gotta imagine if there is another sentient life form out there, it's just as likely that they're millions of years more advanced than we are.
Or maybe they're behind us and they can't get to us.
They would have colonized the galaxy by now.
Do you think they have flying cars?
What?
If they were a million years ahead of us, they would have colonized the whole galaxy by now. I mean, if humanity lives for a million more years, we will by then have colonized the galaxy.
Oh, dude, I've seen Galaxy Quest.
Yeah,
I know how that works.
Just this galaxy.
Maybe. We got to get past the whole we're going to destroy ourselves things.
A few neighboring galaxies.
Which could be a precedent in the next 20 years.
What's up with that fool in the back?
I mean, we don't have an understanding of what kind of propulsion system that could be created in a million years.
Dude, he had like a stroke or something. Let's wake him up.
Yeah, either way, it has to be sub-light speed.
The thing is, you don't need it because, like, by the time you send somebody out there and they get back, there's no point in it. You'd have to figure out time travel for any of that to even make sense to be a thing.
You good, G?
No, you send out von Neumann
Bro,
machines,
you're right.
self-replicating robot spaceships.
And by the time they get back to Earth, we'll be dead, and the people of Earth would have been like, what the fuck, it was for nothing, because what is this thing coming to us?
It's not for something, it's for the spirit of exploration.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you can't explore something if you're not getting the data from it, right? So you're going to send these machines out, they're going to come back in like 1,000 years, and nobody's going to know what the machine is.
100,000 years. 100,000 years.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they might come back in 100,000 years, but in 100,000 years, are they going to be looking for that thing? Probably not. Are they going to be like, do we know what this thing is? It's going to be so ancient.
We do these things for altruistic reasons. We don't do it because...
So you're just going to waste billions and billions of dollars for no reason.
Well, you know, they gotta figure out what to do.
Christopher Columbus crossed the ocean. Why did Christopher Columbus...
Yeah, but there was a destination and a timetable that would make sense for him to actually make that accidental discovery, and it makes sense. Now, if I sent a group of humans into space, light years away, I would just been sending them to their deaths so that those 4 people experienced something and they never could tell anybody about it.
Can't you imagine a civilization millions of years old just twiddling their thumbs, just imagining things left to do? I mean, like, hey, let's go out to this other part of the galaxy and see if there's life there.
The only way it would make sense is if you had time travel, where the people who got there, who figured things out, could time travel back to the current. Huh?
I'm not going to say time travel's
we live in a world of probability, bro.
It's probably...
The probability that existed, it's true. The probability of going into the future, time traveling forward, is possible. They've proved that you could possibly do that.
Yeah, we are time traveling forward right now.
There's nothing
And time traveling is real. If I can go, you can go into the future, you just can't go into the past. What I mean by time traveling is you'd have to be able to go into the past, meaning that you send these humans out, they explore, they time travel back in time to tell the current generation, hey, this is what's going on. That's the only way it would work. If not, you're just throwing shit out the fucking window.
Dude, that's the only way it'll work. You send out a self-replicating robot.
Okay.
Gets there and it comes back.
It comes back when? When does it come back?
No, even if it... Alright, forget it. It never comes back. But it goes out with...
So, machines get to inherit space and we don't.
Yes. It's the product of...
That's great. Yeah. No. I'm not down for that. Either A, we inherit space, or nothing comes from this planet that does.
So consciousness expands out into the universe because of humanity.
Why? It already is, technically, if there's aliens.
How do you know they haven't figured out how to transmit data faster than the speed of light? Like, to transmit information to, like...
Well, just because everything we know...
You can.
...would require an infinite amount of energy, and you can't.
You can move data at the speed of light. Have you ever heard of Li-Fi? Where they use light to emit Wi-Fi signals?
Just asking, just curious.
There are things about the universe we have yet to discover, though, so we can't actually rule that out as a possibility.
Is Captain America available?
What is a possibility?
Faster than light communication. There are
Again, the
aspects.
time to believe that that's even possible is when there's
I will
even the glimmer
concede
of
that it might be
evidence.
impossible, but we cannot say for sure that it is.
In long distances, it would be a
So in the
feat.
meantime, we can't plan to have it.
Guys,
We had millions of years of development. We could figure shit out. Maybe. I mean, they could come up with some.
Yeah, but
pretty
you would have to get that faster than light communication to bend through like wormholes and stuff, get to its destination, go back through a wormhole, end up at the same exact point that it came from. And even then, wormholes work at a faster rate than light does anyway, so it could just be spread up and the data would come back completely misusable through the wormhole.
Okay, you do realize Thanos is coming.
Actually, it could go through the wormhole and end up in a different fucking area of the fucking universe, and nobody would ever receive it. So it's just very, 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 very impossible.
There's the concept of bending space to travel faster than the speed of light. We see it as incredibly difficult, but a civilization that's been around for millions of years, they may have perfected such technology.
Who's to say? Who's to say that we haven't been here for millions of years?
Touche. The fossil record.
Well, what if there's fossils pre the fossil record that just withered away and don't exist anymore because it's so old?
Ooh, hold that.
We have fossils from millions of years.
No, I'm talking about even further than that. I'm talking about further than that.
Anybody here in Mexico?
Yeah, so further than that, we didn't have oxygen on the planet because there were no.
They say. They still don't even know the basis of the Earth yet. That's still not agreed upon.
Anybody else here Mexican too?
They still don't agree on the creation of Earth. There's multiple different theories that they have of how it got here and when it got here, but they haven't agreed on it yet, meaning they don't know.
Well, yeah, that's mostly true.
Again, I don't know what you mean by creation of Earth. You mean
Dude, who's playing the music?
Creation disk that our solar system came from, or talking about life?
How the Earth was formed, when it was formed.
What up, dude? What's going on, Ichi?
It's not agreed upon yet.
Roughly 4 to 5 billion years ago.
It's not agreed upon yet.
They have a rough idea when it was formed.
But they have a pretty decent idea.
It's a theory.
They know that the elements that make up the Earth are at least second or third generation supernovas. So a whole star has gone through its life cycle, exploded, spewed out heavier elements. Those then form another star, which lived its whole life cycle, exploded.
You can keep, I mean, like, the thing is, like, you keep saying this, but to me, it's still just a theory. Like, I understand the theory. I've heard it over and over again. I've watched all the Novas. I've watched so much stuff. I've been into this stuff since I was a little kid. I'm now 33 years old. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Because it explains it all.
Yeah, it explains a theory of how they think it all works.
But it explains it with predictive power, and then when they look out into
with predictive power,
and they see star-forming regions, they can see through spectroscopy the types of elements that are present in early young stars and late-stage stars, and they can see that these ones have heavier elements than those ones that are much older, and it all fits into the theory and predicts how
Thanos is coming.
Our solar system was formed, and it's backed up.
It's a huge margin for error, though, right?
In the universe.
We gotta get Iron Man from this.
I don't know if Kyle's frozen.
Dude, what's your guys' fucking favorite movie?
Infinity War.
Another one.
Actually, it's hard to say, but Groundhog Day is pretty cool.
Groundhog Day is a good one. That's a good favorite movie, bro.
What if Thanos was real?
I like The Princess Bride.
Fucking Boogie Nights,
I mean,
fool.
there's so many. You can't. I don't know. It's impossible to say what a favorite movie is.
What if the Infinity Gauntlet was real?
Forbidden Planet is cool.
I'm not too much in the fucking little kids movies.
Well, you know, they say that the sufficiently advanced race would have technology. Yeah, would have technology that's indistinguishable from magic.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, it got super awkward and quiet right there for a sec.
Fourth dimension type stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, they might have the ability to like travel like much quicker than we could ever imagine, and transfer data much quicker than we ever could have imagined. I mean,
to me, that's kind of
Some
not
food
a big
joint.
deal. It's like if it takes 1 million years for a spaceship to go to another planet and share life and share consciousness throughout the galaxy, why does it matter if it takes 1 million years or one?
Just like Commander Shepard.
Like, I mean, humanity has consciousness on this planet, and for all we know, we don't know if we're the only consciousness in the galaxy or the universe or whatever.
but the universe
for us
is
not
so
to
is so vast.
Yeah, I know. But it would be such a pity if we didn't spread consciousness out into the galaxy.
I mean, if like say we are the only species in this.
A robot can't be consciousness.
Galaxy. How many more galaxies could we look at?
Your audio keeps dropping out, right?
What?
Your audio keeps dropping out?
Whenever two people with a quest talk at the same time, it kind of cancels each other out and makes it kind of glitchy. So if you're on a quest and the other person's on a quest that's talking, talk one at a time, or else it'll keep doing that.
Well, that's something they need to fix. I don't remember that being a problem before.
Yeah, you probably just didn't notice it because you won't be able to hear it. It's for people like the other person that you're talking to and other people in the room.
I've never experienced it with lots of people I talk. I mean, almost everybody I talk to has a quest, and like I've never seen it or.
I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just a thing.
Random thing.
It happens.
I think it's really likely that we have aliens.
See, now you've gone again. You started off with really likely, and then it went.
It's a feeling. I will preface it with it's a feeling I have. I don't actually the logical centers of my brain like know how unlikely it is. It's just it's a feeling, and I'm not gonna say I do know it, but I will say that I do have that feeling.
Okay, so let me pick your brain a little bit.
It's just that evolution. There's no reason that evolution would prefer intelligence. I mean, ants are incredibly successful species. There's no, evolution doesn't really give a shit.
They still have like a nervous system, and it seems to be
No, but I'm just
similar
saying,
to what we have.
Evolution doesn't prefer to make intelligent creatures. It's whatever is successful, and so, cockroaches are successful. There's no reason that they need to be.
So can I pick your brain for a second, Big Red?
Yeah.
What, say aliens exist or don't exist, what does that inspire you or do for you?
I don't know. Curiosity.
Not as in for humanity, but like for you personally, what does that mean to you?
I'm honestly not sure. I'm curious to find out.
I'm just saying this because you seem to have a lot of interest in it. Since I met you like 3 hours ago, it's like only thing that you've been on. Not as a criticism, but I'm just like curious, like what does it mean to you? Because you seem very passionate on trying to figure it out. So as a person, what does it mean?
But this room is called Let's Talk About Aliens, so.
I didn't say he shouldn't. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just curious of what is interesting to him about it and what does it mean to him. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm trying to explain that recently I watched a bunch of documentaries on
Your audio just went out again for me, anyway.
It went out again? Somebody's got an open mic. Maybe that's causing it.
It's a part. Just click on his name and turn his volume down.
Hey, Apart, you have an open mic.
Push the talk, bro.
He does.
Like, mute yourself or something. You don't talk anyway. Turn your mic off. There you go.
So yeah, what does it mean to you?
I'm not sure yet. I've watched a bunch of documentaries. Did you hear that part?
Yeah.
Yes.
Recently, I watched a bunch of documentaries, and it made me feel a little more curious.
Okay, and in that curiosity, say they were real, right? How would that make you feel as a person?
I have no idea until it actually occurs. You never.
I think it'd be tremendously exciting.
I think it would definitely invoke powerful emotions. This is just, my assumption. Just because something like that doesn't happen every day, where you find out we've been visited by alien
You're not
life.
alone in the universe. Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't know. I mean, I would be more curious to find out how the world would handle it and what changes would happen based on it.
Mass freaking out. That's how it would go down.
I don't think so.
I think
But you're invested in it, Nova. You're very highly invested in it. Like, that's your life, I would take it. Like, you're into science and space and stuff a lot. So, like, to you, it wouldn't mean a lot. For the 70% of the people in the country, where it would be the majority who believe in God, it would freak them the fuck out.
It mean more to me than you could imagine.
Well, I'm not saying it wouldn't. What I'm saying is, to most people, it's gonna freak them the fuck out.
I don't know.
I think it'll freak me out to some.
Would it freak me out? As somebody who's kind of into it a lot, yeah, it would, because it's terrifying. Because those people could just choose to be like, "Hey, you don't need to exist no more because this is what we do." That's fear.
The prospect of dealing.
The
with
fear is in not knowing what will happen after.
Yeah.
I guess, are you talking about discovering aliens in the galaxy or on Earth?
Both.
I mean, if you discover them in the galaxy, then that's irrelevant to your existence because they'll never be here.
Yeah, but then I got another thing to worry about.
But if you're talking about being on Earth, then that's a different story.
If they're in the galaxy and we figured out that they're there, they obviously know. And now I got to worry about that day that mothership comes down here and kills us all.
If they're more,
Yeah, but that won't happen in your lifetime.
How do you know?
Sorry, Big Red's trying to say
it depends on how advanced they are. If they're more advanced than we are, even by a little bit, then if we could discover them, they could probably discover us. And if they're very, very much more advanced than us, who knows?
It might not be a good thing. Probability of it being a good thing for us is very low.
So, are we going to find aliens?
Hope not. And if we do, don't talk to them. And find out a way to make sure they can't figure out who the fuck they're trying to figure out who they are.
A lot of the alien settings and stuff did not involve a lot of robotics. Because I can totally imagine an advanced species that could travel, across the universe would use quite a lot of robotics.
Unless they didn't evolve on robotics and they evolved a different way to not use that kind of stuff.
As you approach the speed of light, too, you encounter low-frequency radiation at a much higher rate, and then it becomes, for you, it looks like high-frequency radiation, which is incredibly, destructive of biological organisms. So traveling at close to the speed of light is just incredibly radioactive for anything that's alive. So
yeah, but like fruit flies have a very, 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 very high tolerance to nuclear radiation, and they can actually live through it like it's nothing. So they could evolve to be able to deal with it.
If they're using drives that bend space, then it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, then you're not traveling through space at that speed, I guess. But until that happens, we can't.
That's the only theory that we know of that could actually travel faster than the speed of light, because you're sort of cheating. You're not actually moving, but you're moving space around you faster than light.
Yeah, but that's still science fiction. That's not.
Well, it's still, the only thing that we know of that could travel faster than light.
No, we don't know of it because it doesn't exist. It's a science fiction idea that.
It's a theory.
That gives you no, it's not a theory in the sense of science.
It's a theory.
If it could be done, it technically would be possible.
We think this could happen. We don't know. That's a theory.
They currently believe that it would require an amazing amount of energy or a very incredibly exotic material to do it.
Yeah, and they even talk about negative energy and what does that mean, and it's just not.
It's theories.
Based in reality.
That's what it is.
Unless you believe Bob Lazar.
It's all theories, man. All of it.
I saw Bob Lazar interviewed by Joe Rogan about a year ago.
Recently, he was.
This guy wants to talk.
Recently, Joe Rogan interviewed the guys who did the documentary on Bob Lazar, and it was also interesting. I guess like a couple weeks ago. I watched that recently. That's probably why I'm talking about this stuff now.
Hey, your boy wants to say something.
That recently.
What guy?
Right there.
Alright, so I want to go back to something earlier you were talking about, how you said how aliens wouldn't they don't need to speak. But let's say we were able to go to different galaxies and stuff and we found life. Wouldn't you be interested in
We would, because we're not advanced and we don't know anything. It'd be our first sea-bearing sea or out to sea type of thing, and we would be trying to figure it out. If they're millions upon millions if they've discovered all this stuff and they're traveling the universe and stuff, and they've already evolved past the point of where we are. I would say this: if it's an alien civilization that visits Earth that's freshly new to doing that kind of thing, then yes, they probably would try to talk to us.
That is an interesting point you come up with. I mean, what if they've discovered lots and lots of other...
How do you know we weren't made by them? There's a lot of theories out there that say that they created us, especially science that said there's a part of our genetic code that was put there. It wasn't part of evolution. So maybe we're just the forgotten race of them.
If that's the case, it does stand to reason that they would have more of an interest in us.
Well, I mean, if we're just some fucked up genetic experiment that they had on Earth that they were trying to do to maybe figure out procreation because they evolved to a point where they can't do it no more or something, that whole theory line, then if we were abandoned in the first place, they kind of just don't care.
I don't know about that. I mean, if they're advanced enough in genetics,
they might come back and check on them and say, "Hey, I don't want this going any further," and shut us down.
I feel like a sufficiently advanced...
Just like we would do in a lab, with the coronavirus, when it got out, we tried to shut it down.
What was that?
I feel like a sufficiently advanced race would try to convert over to cybernetics or something like that.
You would think that, because you were raised on a planet that brought up cybernetics and taught you that that could be a thing and stuff. They might not have done that.
I don't know. A race that could...
You're basing all of your opinions of aliens off of everyday Earth activity and thought processes and histories and novels and all that. You can't do that because that might not have occurred in the same way for them as it occurred for us.
I guess I am making an assumption that if they have enough technology to do what we're claiming they possibly could do, then certainly they'd have the technology to create advanced robotics and whatnot.
Yeah, and
it would just have to make sense to them.
Yes, and extending their life would make sense to any creature that lives.
Unless they evolve to do it naturally.
So yes, if you can extend your life, that's where they would probably go.
I really don't feel like life would
humanity
evolve.
will go there eventually in the aim of extending our lives.
I don't feel, well, I guess it's possible, but I just don't think it's likely that life would evolve to naturally become immortal.
No, I wouldn't say they would be immortal, because I would think aliens would be more of the insect nature, meaning that there's one that gives the directives, the rest just follow, and they don't care if not they die or live, as long as they're doing the job that's reported. So for the everyday, it wouldn't mean anything to live longer for them or want to. It would just be the simple fact of doing,
Sounds like some kind of queen drone hierarchy.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how it would be theoretically if you were to travel the stars. It would have to be something like that, rather than what we would use would be robots, because we're not insects, and we're trying to get into cybernetics to be more insect life, better eyesight, better response to light, better response in the darkness, flight, things, give us wings, give us this, more arms. These are all things that we're trying to implement like insects through robotics, right? That's like our way of getting there. But if they already lived on a planet where they already had wings or already had telepathy, like, you know, some insects have, like the queen bee to the worker bee, or the queen ant to the sub ant, or the queen ant can actually take other species of ants and make it its own worker through like a type of mind control. So I'm saying if they evolved on that basis, they wouldn't need robotics to do it.
It's not like we're trying to be more like insects. It's just that we want to be more advanced. And
Right, and then the path to that would be more insect-like.
Not necessarily.
Okay. That's not speculation. You want more arms? You want stronger exoskeletons? That's all cybernetics. Is it not?
Wants our emotions, so, I mean, advancement just makes things that we do easier on us.
Yeah, but why are all the robots and drones and stuff insect-like? Why are they studying insects for robotics?
Well, that's just because...
Because they have these abilities that we don't, that we want.
Yeah,
so
that's because it's a source of inspiration. We could develop
yeah, I mean, you would inspire to be more insect-like?
But we could
I don't know why you two are over here just straight up like, everything that I say, you're just like, no, ignorant things.
Robots because we want to be like insects. The reason they make insect-like robots is because it's a simple.
I'm not saying that we want to theoretically want to be just like insects. No, what I'm saying is we're looking at the insects, making our advancements off of what insects can do and adapting it to ourselves. So in turn, not through the deliberate process of becoming insects, but through that process we would become more insect-like. That's not retarded, that's not ignorance, that's a well thought out.
Now, because it's an easy thing to study.
The way you're saying it sounds like you're trying to say that insects are the end-all be-all of advancement, which is definitely not the case.
Okay, then why has everything in the world has had its extinction point other than humans and insects? And we're making advancements to attach to ourselves that are more insect-like.
So sharks
the point is,
and insects?
we can come up. Since we have very unique brains, we can come up with ideas that are far more.
I didn't say we couldn't.
But you're just the way you said it sounds like you're revering ants or insects.
No, what it is like you have the problem with the fact that human race, and it's naturally, and I agree with that. I actually agree with how you feel that it would be less human of us and degrading to become more like an insect. I agree with that completely. To say that the human race is less superior to an insect's race, yeah, it's demeaning and it would be horrible.
Subjective, so that's not my point at all.
You see what I'm saying? Everything I'm trying to come with the grounds every fucking time to sit here and agree with you on some basis, and both you fucking people are so negative. You can't see past your own thought processes. No, I'm not. I'm really not. When I sit here and point out that you're trying to have better eyesight like insects, and I'm trying to say you're trying to have wings like insects through robotics, I'm trying to say you're trying to have exoskeletons like that, and I'm saying that in turn we're not trying to be like an insect, but the actual cause and effect of that is to be more insect-like, and you're just like, no, I can't even get behind that. What? You're fucking crazy.
I feel like your point is that insects are an inspiration for advancement. But it was coming off to me like you were saying that they were the epitome of advancement.
They kind of are.
Well, I don't agree with that.
Okay, we're trying to be more bird-like because we want wings. We want to be able to fly around our planet. We want better eyesight, so we're more bird-like now.
Well, that's just a source of inspiration. I mean,
humans can't do any of that thing, so I can't say that we're trying to become advanced humans because we're not, because humans can't do anything like that.
Well, who's to say we won't? I mean,
we will once we take things from nature that can do these things and implement it in a robotic form to us to make us more like them. What is the problem with that?
I'm not saying there's a problem with that.
Yeah, well then you're knocking it down every time I say it, so there is a problem with that. Be real. Don't be fake.
I was literally just pointing out that it sounded like, and I don't think it is what you're trying to say, but it sounded like you're trying to say that they're the best that advancement has to offer, whereas I'm just saying that it sounds like
I didn't say that. What I said is that I would think aliens would be more insect-like. That's what I said.
They possibly could be.
And I said we're trying to almost do the same thing, but just through robotics, meaning that they could have evolved on that level, we could have evolved on this level.
Sutherland?
So basically what I'm saying is there could be a civilization of aliens out there that instead of the human race taking over, or, a fish-bearing race, like a sea-bearing race would take over, maybe an insect race took over. And maybe they...
Can never have a technological society.
You keep saying this never stuff like there's actual proof that couldn't.
You need fire to be able to smelt metals and create.
There could, on another planet there could be another way. You don't know that.
Have you guys seen that?
You're basing everything that you believe in off of Earth and Earth alone. You're not. Maybe there's different elements on different planets that don't exist here. Right? So maybe there's different elements on different planets that don't exist here.
But you see, that's the
But
beauty of science.
yeah, no, you don't. We didn't know all the elements. We just discovered one.
We know them all.
We just discovered one.
I have
That Bob Lazar said existed in the 80s, and that they had it, and they said he didn't, and then they just discovered one. So there you go. You don't know.
Bob Lazar is fiction.
Oh, but he said there's this element called da-da-da-da-da, and then they're like, you're crazy, and then 30 years later, they're like, this university was like, hey, there's this element, and we call it this. That's crazy?
Well, I don't know which element you're talking about, but humanity has discovered all the elements.
You're so ingrained. Dude, you have no thought process. You are an insect.
I mean we can make element 115, but
you are an insect, man. You only go with what you're told, and that's all you know, and that's all you live by. You're an insect yourself, bro. You're being an insect. You don't have an original thought. You go off of what the queen tells you.
For more than some fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second.
Whatever, insect.
So the elements.
I don't talk to insects. I talk to people who have their own thoughts.
Say element 100.
Are you saying it's impossible to
I'm done talking to you, bro.
stable form of element 115?
You might be able to create them in a supernova of some sort, but their half-life is so small that they instantly split off into the lower elements.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. Although I can hardly hear you. Just when I talk.
Alright, well, it's been an interesting stream. I argued with some people. There you have it. If you like this video, follow. Please do. Donations are welcome. Thank you guys.